In their first ever matchup with the Paddleheads, the Ballers collected a season-high 21 hits to grab a 16-7 win. That was last night. Oakland is 6-1 so far in Montana and hope to continue its pleasant Treasure State stay with a series-clinching victory tonight. Good evening and welcome to Allegiance Field at Oakland Park in Missoula, Montana, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Missoula Paddleheads for the second game of a three-game series. I'm Nevada Cohen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Christian Almanza set the tone last night for the Ballers. Almanza had 2 homers in the first 2 innings, a 2-run bomb and then a 3-run homer. His first homer was a 440-foot bomb. And Oakland used a 7-run second inning to take a 10-1 lead. But the Paddleheads battled back last night in Game 1 of the series. The Paddleheads got at least one in each of the first 4 innings, 3 in the third inning, and did that with just 1 hit in the third inning. But the Ballers' bullpen stood tall. 5 innings covered by 4 guys. Adam Bogosian picked up his first professional win, and they only allowed 1 earned run. Meanwhile, Oakland got a big 9th inning to really cement the win. They got a 4-run inning in that frame. And also Dylan Tatum homered in the 16-7 win for the Ballers. Oakland hoping for another victory tonight here from Missoula to take this 3-game set. We've got Ballers and Paddleheads in just a few moments. You're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Getting close to the action here from Allegiance Field, Oakland Park in Missoula, Montana. Paddleheads taking the field wearing their tie-dye uniforms, green and orange, their colors. Let's meet the Ballers as they go for a crucial series win tonight. Aaron Miles, in his second year as field manager, 13-6 Ballers will lead off Tremaine Cobb, the shortstop. Darrell Buggs, center fielder, hits second. Davis Druick, the left fielder, bats third. Cam Buford, DH, cleans up. Danny Harris, second baseman, bats fifth. Christian Almanza, first baseman, in the 6th spot. And Tyler Lozano, catcher, bats 7th. Pat Monteith, the right fielder, hitting 8th. And Nick Leahy, the third baseman, hits 9th. Notice a lot more righties in this lineup. That's because Missoula is going with a lefty today on the mound. But we'll tell you about their lefty after the national anthem plays, or is sung by a young, I would assume, Paddleheads fan here at Oakland Park.
Performed tonight by Lacey Markovich. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perils
Nice job by Lainey Markovich singing the national anthem here at Oakland Park. Beautiful job by the young paddlehead fan. As we take a look now at those Missoula paddleheads, despite the loss last night, Michael Schlacht employs a very similar lineup today, and he'll turn to a new pitcher in Dawson Day. Day getting the start for the paddleheads, his 4th of the year. Day, the lefty, 26 years old, from Gresham, Oregon. Wednesday against Great Falls in a 7-5 win. He went a season-high 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and a season-high 9 strikeouts to earn the win. Day 2-0 on the year with a 4.11 ERA, 15 1/3 innings, 15 hits, 7 earned runs, 6 walks, 20 strikeouts. And Day, 4th year in the league, a 3rd-year paddlehead. Honestly, it's a pretty similar matchup if you think of the ERA and the fact that they're both lefties, but Day, a few more strikeouts than Reed Butts so far this season. Day has struck out 20, and Reed has struck out just 7. And so Butts has been getting outs by balls put in play. Day's been doing it with the K. The defense for Missoula today, left to right in the outfield, is Adam Fogel, Alex Sanchez, and Mike Rosario. Infield from 3rd to 1st, it's Carlos Perez, Cam Willman, Colby Wilkerson, and Roberto Pena, with Nick Klemp doing the catching for the lefty Day. The uniform matchup for tonight, Oakland going with the road green uniforms that they've gone with all series and all. As long as they've been here in Montana, they've worn those green uniforms with the gold numbers. Oakland in white print above the gold numbers on the back. Green pants and high green socks with ballers in gold across the chest. Missoula, with the pinstripe white pants, have their tie-dye jerseys, green hats with the Missoula Moose logo on the top of the hats. And then the tie-dye is a mix of green and orange. Quite the explosion. White numbers. Lefty on the hill Day, righty in the box Cobb. We're ready to go from Oakland Park. Right on time. Pitch is a little outside at 7:15 local time. And we begin right on cue, right on schedule. 6:15 back in the Bay. Thanks for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Next to Cobb is inside for a strike, 1-1. Ball and a strike. Home plate umpire Cody Kernut today. Greg Hendricks down at 3rd, Connor Lindsay at 1st. 1-1. Cobb swings and fouls it back, 1-2. Trey on a 6-game hit streak, 3 for 6 Tuesday at Missoula, so here at Oakland Park. Last night, 2 doubles in that game. Scored twice, drove in 1. He's down to the count here, 1-2. Lefty Day delivers. Cobb swings and sends it high and deep to right field. Rosario at the warning track, looks like he has it and makes the catch. 376 feet later, it's a long first out for Trey Cobb. Good swing from the leadoff man. And thought for a second that he was going to grab yet another home run, or yet another double, I should say. It would be his 4th double in his last 4 games. He does not have a home run yet this season. Darryl Buggs II is next. Buggs batting with 1 out in the top of the 1st inning. No score here from Missoula between the Ballers and the Paddleheads. First pitch, high and away to Buggs, 1-0. Cloudy day here in Missoula. At least it has turned cloudy. It was pretty sunny earlier. Temperature 80 degrees at game time. 1-0. Buggs takes changeup off the plate, called a strike at 83. I'm not really sure what Cody Kernut was looking at there. That was we'll just call it an early missed call. It's 1-1. Same pitch, slow chopper to 3rd. Perez fields, throws on the run. It is in time to get Buggs, who can't believe it. He thought for sure he was safe there. Good play by Perez. 2 down. It's a bang-bang play at first that went against the Ballers. It's Connor Lindsay, the first base umpire. Reed Butts warming in that pen out and right. He will go for the Ballers today, opposing the lefty Dawson Day. Davis Druick is next. Lefty-lefty battle here with 2 outs. Top of the first, no score. First pitch in for a strike at 88. It's a pretty pitcher-friendly zone so far. That was technically a shade above the plate. Called a strike on Druick. 0-1. Swung on and missed. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That's well north of the zone, but Druick chased it. And Day is 1 out away from a 1-2-3 first. Coming off a career best season in 2024, Dawson Day, the 6-foot lefty from Gresham, Oregon. And he's been even better this year to start the season. 0-2, swung on and missed. Fastball top of the zone. And Druick swung through it. Ballers go down in order in the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the frame. 0-0 between the Ballers and the Paddleheads, who are coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the first, 0-0, Ballers and Paddleheads. Ballers held scoreless in the first by Dawson Day. He's opposed by Reed Butts, getting the start for Oakland. The lineup, though, for the Paddleheads first. Colin Gordon, DH, leads off. Roberto Pena, first baseman, hits second. Mike Rosario, right fielder, in the 3-hole. Adam Fogel, left fielder, cleans up. Alex Sanchez, center fielder, bats fifth. Cam Willman, the shortstop, bats sixth. Nick Klemp, catcher, in the 7th spot. Carlos Perez, third baseman, bats 8th, and Colby Wilkerson, second baseman, hits 9th. Reed Thursday at Glacier, an 11-5 win. He got the win, going 5 strong innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Butts, the 6'2 lefty, 26 years old from Rockford, Illinois, making his 4th start of the year. 2-0 record, 15 2/3 innings, 15 hits and 7 walks, 7 strikeouts, and a 4.60 ERA. Butts has done a very good job of limiting damage as he faces the beer batter, Colin Gordon. Usually what you'll see teams do promotionally if they have a beer batter is they'll have it be one of the opposing team's batters, and a strikeout will result in free beer, but they do it positively for their own team here in Missoula as Gordon takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 from Reed Butts. That was the fastball at 91. 4-seamer on the outside corner. Then Butts throws another fastball. Looked like the 4-seamer again high. Ball and a strike from Reed. To Gordon. Next pitch, breaking ball. In for a strike. The slider from Reed just goes backdoor and grabs the high outside corner on Gordon, who yesterday flew out in his first 4 trips to the plate to center. Bounces a high chopper to third here, foul. Defense for the Ballers behind Butts in the outfield from left to right. Druick, Buggs, and Monteith. Infield from first to third is Almanza, Harris, Cobb, and Leahy. Lozano getting the job, the start behind the dish tonight. 1-2 way upstairs from Reed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gordon on a 6-game hit streak, 1 for 5 yesterday. Did have a hit in his last at bat. Swings and pops it up on the infield. Behind second, Cobb wants it. He's called off. He calls off Danny Harris, I should say, and makes the play, 1 down. Good start for Reed Butts, but now it gets even tougher. I got Jeff Butt saying, for the record, Reed is 6'3" in the YouTube comments. I'll take Reed's dad's word above our own roster listing of Reed. We're giving him the extra inch there. We'll round up. First pitch high to Pena, 1-0. Roberto Pena last night 0 for 3. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch. This is outside, 2-0. It was only the 4th game in 19 tries that Pena's been held without a hit. 6th time without an extra base hit, and 7th without an RBI. 2-0 is high and away to Pena, 3-0. He usually gets the job done. Pena, the Pioneer League leader in homers and slugging percentage, 2nd in RBI. Righty hitter with tons of pop in the bat. Facing Reed Butts, the lefty, 3-0, is off the plate, walks him on 4 pitches. And if you're going to pick your battles, Reed Butts with this lineup, that is a smart one to not pick. Pena walks for his 3rd time this series, brings up Mike Rosario, who made the Ballers pay for pitching around Pena last night with a 2 for 3 night. Also walked, scored twice. Both his hits were doubles. First one was past Almanza at first, down the right field line. Wearing pink batting gloves tonight. Runner goes on the first pitch. It's high. The throw down is a good one from Lozano, and out at second base is Pena. Tilo with another runner caught stealing this season. That is 4 now. 2 down. First pitch was a ball to Rosario. It's 1-0, lefty-lefty battle. Next pitch is high, 2-0. So Pena is thrown out by Tyler Lozano. Reed Butts will now be joined by Lozano on the mound after missing on 4 straight pitches. But you'd rather pitch around Pena and try to get him out on the bases. Pena, prior to that stolen base attempt, was 10 for 10 this season. So he's caught stealing for the first time. Next pitch, a strike from Butts, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike on the lefty Rosario. And he swings and jacks one to center on a line. Butts gets back and catches it while backing onto the warning track for out number 3. Missoula goes down in order thanks to Tyler Lozano in the bottom of the 1st inning. He throws out Pena, stealing 2nd. Pena's caught for the first time this year. Reed gets his 4th runner. No score. We go to the 2nd on 860 AM The Answer. Leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Bay Area with honest, dependable service. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us. Ballers with 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the top of the 2nd. Here from Missoula. 0-0 between the Ballers and the Paddleheads. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studio tonight. And the Ballers will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate to face Dawson Day, who pitched a 1-2-3 top of the 1st inning. Cam Buford will start it against the lefty. First pitch, swung on and missed by Buford. 0-1. Buford, the cleanup batter, on a 4-game hit streak. Career night last night. Went 4 for 6. Tapper foul of third, 0-2. He drove in 3 as well, matching his career high. 2 doubles in the game. One was a bloop double. That was in the last inning, and because it was such a weird-looking hit, I totally forgot that it was his first 4-hit game. But congrats to Cam. Swings and misses at a good changeup there by Day. Strikes out back-to-back batters. 1 out here in the second. Second strikeout for Day. Bases empty for the Ballers. 0-0 in the top of the second inning. Danny Harris next. He had a 3-hit game yesterday. Did want to address a couple comments on our YouTube stream. Thank you to those tuning in on YouTube and on 860 AM The Answer, as Harris fouls one back, 0-1. First of all, Terry T-Mac says hello from Missoula. She's actually here at the game cheering on the Ballers. See some more Bees hats down near the Ballers dugout on the first base side, by the way. 0-1. Harris fouls it straight back, 0-2. Also, Jamal commenting, Nevada, what have you enjoyed in Montana so far? I think getting to see mountains from just horizon to horizon is pretty cool. So I've enjoyed the views for sure, as Harris is down in the count now, 0-2, with 1 out in the top of the second. Base is empty. Days hits at the belt. 0-2 pitch. Harris takes high and away. Good food here in Montana. I got my first bison burger in Kalispell. I had a huckleberry shake in Kalispell. And now here in Missoula, I've had Brazilian food. Delicious cheese buns. 1-2 pitch. Harris fights it off. Foul off to the right. Still 1-2. Xavier Garcia would like to say hi from Fresno. Hello, Xavier. But yeah, Montana's been fun, and I've also enjoyed the Ballers going 6-1 so far in the Treasure State. Harris strikes out, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, well tall. That was in the attic and got the chase from Harris there. 2 down, bases empty for yesterday's big bruiser, Christian Almanza. No score, bottom or top of the second inning, 2 outs, bases empty. Almanza yesterday tied his professional best with 6 runs driven in. First pitch hack here, he fouls it straight back. 1-0. Almanza, 2 homers in yesterday's game. 2-run homer in the first, that went 440. And then a 412-foot blast in the second inning. Those drove in 5 runs combined. 0-1 pitch. Almanza swings and tattoos it to left. Has he done it again? You bet. His 3rd homer in 2 games this series. This one an oppo shot by Christian Almanza. That's home run number 7 of the year for the lefty from Stockton. And he puts the Ballers on the board. It's 1-0 Oakland in the top of the second. A 2-out oppo blast. 410 feet to left field. 99 off the lumber of Almanza. 7 RBI in this series. My goodness. Next up is Tilo. First we've seen him here in Missoula. 2 outs, bases empty. 1-0 Ballers. First pitch to the right-handed hitter is taken for a strike at 89. Top of the zone. 0-1. Almanza's 3 home runs in this series have all been over 400 feet. Lozano pokes one foul off to the right, 0-2. And they've all been at least 410 feet. So Almanza gets the Ballers on the board first. They score first for the second straight day. By this point yesterday, it was already 10-1. A few less runs today here in Missoula. 0-2 is popped up, foul territory, right side first baseman Pena has room and makes the Lackadaisical grab out there by the Ballers bullpen. Nonchalant catch by Pena for out number 3, but the Ballers get on the board. Christian Almanza with his 3rd homer in 2 games here in the Garden City, that is Missoula, Montana. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Ballers up a run, 1-0 on Missoula on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Today is June 11th, 2025. The Ballers lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd against Missoula with a Christian Almanza home run. Reed Butts is on the hill. But what was happening today in 1999? It's this day in Oakland baseball history here from Ogren Park as we go to 1999, June 11th, when Oakland defeated the Dodgers 12-6. Shortstop Miguel Tejada with a 3-home-run game, driving in 5. The first of 2 3-homer performances for Miguel Tejada, the legendary Oakland A, in his career. Legendary for Miguel Tejada? I think that's fair. He was a very good player. He was pretty good, as was Scott Kazmir. Well, why do I bring him up? First pitch, a strike from Butts on Fogel, the home run king last year and Pioneer League MVP, 0-1. Well, we're going to go to one more date, 0-1. Fogel swings and misses, 0-2. June 11th, 2015, and it does involve Scott Kazmir, a member of the Hall of Pretty Good, which is a new MLB fan account, I guess you could call it. But they try to, basically their goal is to highlight players who are never going to be Hall of Famers, but were just really good at baseball, and they deserve to be recognized for their feats. Scott Kazmir is in that. 0-2 check swing. Did he go? Lozano checks it first. Lindsay says no. Connor Lindsay, the first base umpire, 1 and 2. So on this date, 10 years ago, June 11th, 2015, Scott Kazmir pitched, and we'll talk about that outing after this at bat. 1-2 swung on and missed. Beautiful change piece there by Reed Butts to strike out the Pioneer League MVP, Adam Fogel. 1 away here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Nobody on. Missoula trailing Oakland 1-0. Here's Alex Sanchez. Okay, that's enough teasing, y'all. June 11th, 2015, 10 years ago today, Scott Kazmir and Evan Scribner. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Butts ahead of Sanchez, 0-1. Anyway, those two combined on a one-hitter as the Athletics blanked the Rangers 7-0. Line drive into left. There's the first hit of the day for Missoula, and that nearly eats up Druick out there. It's just a single for Sanchez. Runner on first with 1 out for Missoula. 7-0 win for the A's 10 years ago today. A 5th-inning single by Elvis Andrus, the only hit for Texas that day. Oakland scored 6 times in the 8th with a Mark Canha 2-run shot and a Josh Reddick 2-run homer. And Scott Kazmir, man, what a player he was, by the way. And that is first pitch high, 1-0. That was this day in Oakland baseball history. Runner on first for Wheelman, 1-0 count. Pitch outside, called a ball at 81. 2-0. Now, if that pitch is called again for Missoula, that's going to be frustrating. 2-0, that's way too tall. Lozano had to leap to catch it from Reed Butts. It's 3-0. Butts walked 1 in the first. Runner on first for Missoula here with 1 out in the bottom of the second, trailing Oakland 1-0. Pitch. High outside, called a ball. So Reed misses on 4 straight to Willman. 2 on for Nick Klemp. First we see of him in this series. Klemp, the catcher for Missoula today, the former Boise Hawk. Klemp on a 4-game hit streak. First to the right-handed hitter, drops in for a strike. Good change up there on the, oh no, that was the fastball that clipped the inside corner from Reed. That was the sinker there that clipped the inside corner from Butts. 0-1. Second year in the Pioneer League for Klemp. First team All-Star. Ground ball to first. Oh, it's off the glove of Almanza and into right field. Runner coming home, and it drives in a run and ties this game. That's a tough one right there. It was such a hard-hit ball. 104 off the bat. I think it's an RBI single. We'll see what the call is. I'd be surprised if that is not the case. Either way, it is a tie game, 1-1 here in the bottom of the second, as Klemp just toasted that ball on the ground towards first off the glove of Almanza, who could have turned a double play. I think he was thinking a bit too much about it, and that's why the ball went off his glove and into right field to Monteith. Runners at the corners for Carlos Perez. Pitch in the dirt from Butts. Runner goes on the wild pitch to second. Lozano made a good stop to keep the runner from third from scoring there. So that is a wild pitch. 1-1 game in the bottom of the second. Missoula has tied it. Second and third with 1 out. Perez chops one foul of third, 1-1. Perez, a solo shot yesterday against Connor Richardson, went 3 for 5. Missoula third baseman, giving Chewy his first earned run of the year. 1-1 pitch. Bounce foul on the breaking ball. It is 1-2 on Perez. Butts looking for a big second out in this inning. It's a 1-1 game. One-two count on the batter, Perez. Is high, 2-2. They're going with the Ring doorbell sound effect here at Ogren Park. That's really throwing me off. Count even now on Perez. Willman at, oh, interesting. They are going to call it an error. Foul ball off to the right. So it's going to be an error that allows a run to score on Almanza, which I actually gained a lot of respect there from Missoula's official scorekeeper. After yesterday, there was a tough play that, anyways. So it's 1-1 in this game. And the pitch from Butts is popped up to first. Almanza with a chance for the second out of the inning. Makes the play just on the edge of fair and foul territory right in front of the bag. 2 down. That's a huge out. So Almanza, who could have made a double play to get the Ballers out of this inning, comes up with the catch on the pop-up. Good pitch there by Reed as Butts located with a fastball high. Got Perez to chase and pop out. And now they're second and third in a 1-1 game in the bottom of the second. 2 outs. And the first to Wilkerson is flown right field foul. Deep, but out of play. That was 310 feet. Would have been a home run. Only 287 down that right field line. The wall juts out to right center. It's 409 to right center. 0-1 count on Wilkerson, the 9-hitter, who went 3 for 4 yesterday. So he's been a very tough out in this series. And he rips a line drive to right field. Monteith makes the catch. An important grab to protect Oakland from conceding the lead to Missoula. We are tied because of the error by Almanza on a hard shot to first base. 2 are left stranded in scoring position for Missoula in the inning. 1 error in the frame and 1 hit for the Paddleheads. And we're all new heading to the third. 1-1 between the Paddleheads and the Ballers as we go to the third on 860 AM The Answer. Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. Cloudy here in Missoula. Temperature nice in the high 70s at this point with lots of cloud cover. And obviously just hoping that that's all there is. 1-1 game in the top of the third inning. Christian Almanza hit a homer in the top of the second, but then committed an error in the bottom of the second, and so that's why it's 1-1. A bit harsh, honestly, to give Almanza an error there, but hey, it helps read Butts' ERA, so I'm not complaining about that. And all said and done, it's the third. Here's Pat Monteith, who takes a ball. 1-0. That was too tall from the lefty Day. He's allowed just one hit, Day, and it was the home run by Almanza. 1-0. Monteith brushed back by 88. 2-0. Nevada Cullen with you here from Ogren Park in Missoula. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studio. Monteith 1 for 2 yesterday. 2-0 misses low, 3-0. Monteith was a pinch hitter in yesterday's game, struck out, but then singled in his next at bat. Takes a 3-0 pitch on the high outside corner for a strike. Good pitch from Day, 3-1. I thought Monteith was going to get to face his former teammate Matt Taubensee yesterday, but they pulled him right before Monteith pinch hit. 3-1 inside, called a strike at 89. That was maybe a ball it was on the edge. It's a generous call, but it's an understandable strike call from Cody Kernot here. And the count is full on Monteith. Payoff. Monteith strikes out, 88-mile-an-hour heater on the inner half. Fourth strikeout already for Day, who has good strikeout stuff. One down here in the top of the third. Base is empty for the Ballers, tied at 1. It is Bark in the Park. They call it Wolf Wednesdays here at Ogren Park. And so there's some dogs scattered throughout the facility. They showed a video of a dog on the video board out in left center. First pitch to Nick Leahy, swung on and missed. First we've seen of Leahy since Saturday at Glacier when he went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. But he had some good offensive games in that series. Now I've got a sweet smell drifting into my nostrils as Leahy takes in for a ball, 1-1. What is it that I smell? It almost smells like churros or funnel cake or kettle corn. It's a sweet aroma. Quite like it. 1-1. Leahy swings and misses at a good curveball inside on the righty, 1-2. Paxton just crossed by in front of me from left to right. That is the Paddleheads mascot, the Moose. Paxton, the Moose, wearing 406 on the back. That's the area code posted on his jersey. 406 is the area code for all of Montana. 1-2 count. Day looking for his 5th strikeout. And he misses inside with 90. Good hold from Leahy, 2-2. Only his 8th pro game, the 22-year-old from Newbury Park, California. Former UC Davis Aggie. Count even. Day set at the belt, his 2-2. Leahy swings and misses at the fastball, 90 miles an hour, high and tight. Would have been ball 3. And he went after it. So Day starts the 2nd and the 3rd with back-to-back strikeouts. But now has to face Tremaine Cobb Jr., who hit one sharply to deep right center field his first time up. Some 370-odd feet out there into the gap, chased down by the right fielder Rosario. Cobb, the righty, the leadoff man, bats. Swings early on a changeup on the inner half, 0-1. 1-1, Oakland and Missoula, top of the 3rd, and 2 outs. Base is empty for the Ballers. Cobb, the righty, in there. Closed stance. Swings and pops it up right side of the infield, drifting towards foul ground Pena. He has it and makes the two-handed squeeze for out number 3. Ballers are retired in order in the 3rd as they were in the 1st. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-1, Oakland and Missoula here on 860 AM The Answer. Home 3rd here from Missoula. The Ballers and Paddleheads tied at 1. Missoula bringing up the top of the order against Reed Butts. First time through, just 1 hit allowed and 1 run. That came home on the error by Almanza in the 2nd. Call it a hit, call it an error. Doesn't matter. Hard hit ground ball past the first baseman. Almanza did hit his glove. But either way, Klemp did a good job to drive in a run. His first appearance of the series. I'm Devonta Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studio. I'm going to answer just a couple more comments on our YouTube stream. Thanks for those tuning in. Xavier asked if I missed the Bay Area and maybe hinting at maybe I missed that Raimondi Park food. Yes, I missed the chicken tenders. I missed the cold fries, if you're listening, Laura Geist. The fries are not cold until after the game when I haven't eaten them while I'm broadcasting. And then Laura is disgusted when I eat them cold. Hot, they're the best fries on planet Earth at Raimondi Park. I love those garlic fries. I will eat them cold. That's how much I love them. Here's Colin Gordon. Leadoff man breaks the bat, ground ball to short. Gobbled up by Cobb. Throw to first in plenty of time. 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out. A broken bat for Gordon, who's been retired by Cobb twice. Thankfully, no lumber impacted any players on that play. Also, I had to answer one more. I love all the Almanza comments. Jeff Butts hitting us with the Almanza. So hot right now. I want to say that's a Zoolander reference, if I'm not mistaken. First pitch fouled off by Pena, 0-1. But the other one I wanted to comment on, first of all, Mike Matthews, thank you. Commenting, even though he's at the studio, I think, still with 860. Foul ball back to the screen, 0-2. But Multi-Baseball says that they love the history segment. And I'm happy to tell the story of all Oakland baseball. I think it's important that we keep it going, talking about not just the B's and the A's, but you're right, Multi-Baseball, the the Oaks and the Larks. Let's go all the way back and honor this game. Swinging a drive to left center field. Bugs is there in the gap. This was hit a lot higher than I thought and a lot shorter. It sounded like Pena got it. Instead, he flies out, and Butts gets 2 quick outs here in the third. Thanks, Jeff Butts. I feel proud of myself for getting that Zoolander reference. There we go. 2 down for Reed here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch strike delivered by Butts. That was a good slider there from Reed. On the 3-hitter, Rosario. Next pitch is shot foul off to the left, way out of play. That one was hit near the Ballers clubhouse out in left field. So it's 0-2. Butts way ahead of Rosario, who lined out to center his first time. Butts misses high with the fastball this time on the 0-2. So now it's 1-2 on Rosario. He's on a tear too, Rosario. 8-game hit streak. 2 triples in that hit streak. 1-2. 1-2 outside, 2-2. Ballers fans are like, what's a triple? Because Ramondi's much smaller than some of these other parks in the league, and so you don't really see triples that often at Ramondi. 2-2. Outside, 3-2. But we've seen 3 triples from the Ballers away from home this season, and 2 of them belong to Darryl Buggs. The other, Danny Harris. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. Rosario being a pest. Fouling off pitches left and right here. Oh, apparently Zoolander is one of Reed's favorite movies. All right. Learn something new every day about the lefty on the hill. Second payoff pitch. Strike 3 call. Outside corner. Challenged by Rosario. Tough luck. It'll stand. And Rosario strikes out looking. Butts with a 1-2-3 inning in the third. He freezes Rosario with an outside fastball at 91, and Missoula loses its first attempted challenge today. We head to the fourth, 1-1, Ballers and Paddleheads here from Oakland Park in Missoula on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the fourth from Missoula, the Garden City as they call it. We'll talk more about Missoula in the bottom of the fourth inning for the wide world of baseball, because I figure while I'm here, might as well tell you what I've learned about the city. I think I see another Bees hat out on the first base side by that Ballers dugout. So, Ellen, and hey, you hear that? I hear blow the whistle. A little too short here at Oakland Park. Missoula have been, the Paddleheads, so welcoming to the Ballers. It's been sweet. Matt Ellis, their president, was hyping everyone up before this game and last, and let's welcome the Ballers. First time they're playing here in Missoula. 2 top teams in the league, and he's right. Both teams tied for third, the Pioneer League. Winner of the series will be the third-place team at the end of the series. First to Bugsy is a called strike outside corner. 0-1. Facing the lefty Day is the righty Bugs. Bugs, the 2-hitter today. First time up, grounded out to third on a bang-bang play at the bag. 0-1. Bugs swings and hits one sharply towards Aaron Miles in the third base coach's box. There's a concrete wall next to that Missoula bullpen, and the Ballers bullpen for that matter, in each side of the outfield. So if you're a fielder, there's a lot of foul ground, but you want to be very careful when trying to go after a ball in the corners here because of those concrete walls which have no padding. Bugs behind 0-2, and he takes high, the fastball at 90. A ball and 2 strikes on Bugs. Celebrated his 23rd birthday Monday. 1-2 count to the righty. Day delivers. Bugs strikes out. 89-mile-an-hour fastball above the zone. That's Day's 6th strikeout. Faces Davis Druick next with 1 out, bases empty, 1-1 game, top of the 4th. Druick struck out in the first inning. He was Day's first strikeout victim. And this is just what Day does. Last year, struck out 70 in 8 starts. And Day, the 26-year-old, had a season-high 9 on Wednesday. He's already got 6 today. And misses in here to Druick, 1-0. And with the pitch count only at 41, I mean, theoretically, Day could go all 9 if he kept pitching like this. Druick takes a fastball on the top of the zone, 1-1. Day, 4th year in the league. He actually debuted in 2022 with Glacier, making 12 appearances, 3 starts. Career 4.53 ERA in this league. Frisbee slider there, just above the zone, though, to Druick, 2-1. Before joining the Range Riders, he finished up his collegiate career at Lewis Clark State College, which is in Lewiston, Idaho. 2-1. Hack and a miss. Druick chased a fastball above the zone, 2-2. Good pitch mixes from Day. I'll give him that. I think that leads to a lot of strikeouts. Having that fastball to pair with the slider, 2-2. Druick stares at 89, too tall and outside. 3-2 count is full. Druick on a 13-game hit streak. 415 average, which is pretty close to a season average of 389. Payoff. Druick tried to check his swing. Did he? Yes, he did. At a high inside pitch. Third base umpire Greg Hendricks had a good read on that because he's positioned parallel to the bat. And so Druick walks. It's the first walk of the game and only second base runner for the Ballers. The only other base runner was the Almanza homer in the second. So it's 1-1 here in the top of the 4th inning, Oakland and Missoula. Runner at first with 1 out is Druick. Buford at the plate struck out his first time up. He watches a fastball in. He has to twist away, 1-0. Buford on this 4-game hit streak, hitting .429, 9 for his last 21. Has driven in 5, 2 doubles and a homer. Takes high and tight at 90, 2-0. The Ballers can afford to take a few more pitches. Second time through against Day. He has not been afraid to make the Ballers chase. 2-0 is way outside. And 1 pitch away is Buford from drawing a 4-pitch walk. Danny Harris on deck. Buford has only walked twice this season. So I'd expect a fastball down the middle here and for Buford to take it. Buford does take. That's above the zone, but called a strike. That is yet another missed call from Cody Kernot, who has been very generous tonight behind the plate. 3-1 count. Buford can look to hit here. And he takes high. That one nowhere close. And it's a 5-pitch walk from Buford, who smartly did not challenge the 3-0 pitch. You rarely want to challenge 3-0 because you're 1 pitch away from a walk, so there's still multiple chances after that pitch for the pitcher to throw ball 4. It just statistically makes sense. Every pitch Day has thrown has been high in this inning, and only 1 or 2 have been true strikes. And he misses high again. I mean, the ballers should not be swinging at this point. He missed on 5 straight. 4 were called balls on Buford. And Day is struggling to get the ball down. Harris struck out swinging his first time. 1-0. And he overcorrects and misses low, and Harris swings. That was a changeup there from Day. So that's why Harris swung. It probably looked like a strike at first, but then had a good amount of dip to it, and it went below the zone. That's a really good pitch from Day, and it is finally the first pitch he's thrown, at least since Bugs, who he did throw strikes to. First pitch he's thrown not above the zone. 1-1, bends in outside corner. That was a nice changeup. Actually faded away from Harris, and it's 1-2. So all of a sudden, Day is able to find the zone, but only with his off-speed stuff. I would expect fastball above the zone here, and it would make sense on 1-2. Pitch to Harris. Swung on, lifted foul. That was indeed the fastball, and it was nowhere close. Harris chased ball 2, but with 2 strikes, you don't blame him for chasing. 2 on for the Ballers and 1 out. 1-1 game in the top of the 4th inning. Day only able to command the breaking and off-speed pitches for strikes right now. And on 1-2, he misses in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, Klemp. Both runners move up on the wild pitch as the ball nestles just to the side of the Oakland dugout. 2 in scoring position for the Ballers with 1 out in the 4th after that wild pitch. That was the breaking ball. So really, I think we've only seen him throw the changeup well in this inning. And he still has only thrown 2 pitches since I reloaded TrackMan in the zone out of 19. 2-2 pitch to Harris. He's in a weird spot here. And he swings and breaks the bat on a pop-up. This could fall, though, and it does drop. It's an infield hit for Harris right behind the pitcher's mound. A fastball in, sounded like it broke the bat, and he just flared it over Day. No one caught the baseball. The runners stayed at 3rd and 2nd, and the bases are juiced for the Ballers' first hit that's not a home run today. Brings up a guy who has hit a home run today, and Christian Almanza. Almanza hoping to get ahead in the count here. This sounds weird, but I would be sitting changeup. Lefty-lefty battle. He actually, you know what? He's probably with this lefty-lefty battle here going to go with the breaking ball. And he does exactly that, and he throws it in the zone. It's 0-1. So he has only been able to show the breaking ball now and the changeup for a strike the last 4 batters. Druick, Buford, and Harris, the runners, with the bases loaded in a 1-1 game in the top of the 4th. 1 out, pitch to Almanza. Breaking ball outside, good hold, 1-1. Almanza first time up, an oppo jack off of Day, a solo shot in the 2nd inning, 410 feet. Next to the big lefty. High and away, 90 miles an hour, 2-1. It almost feels like even with the bases loaded, Almanza's still not going to see a pitch to hit. Part of the reason Day has not thrown one in the zone. Other reason, you don't want a grand slam here if you're the Paddleheads. 2-1. Almanza takes a really nice breaking ball. That one caught the bottom of the zone, outside corner, 2-2. So now Almanza has to protect here. So here's where I would expect the fastball up from Day. He's not been able to throw it for a strike. Can Almanza hold? 2-2. He does hold at the breaking ball way outside. 3-2. No place to put Christian Almanza. A walk puts the Ballers in the lead because the bases are full. Top of the 4th inning, 1 out, bases juiced. Day set at the belt. His pitch. High ball 4. Almanza does not swing at the fastball from Day. It's the 3rd walk of the inning for the lefty. Bases still loaded, and Almanza has his 8th RBI of the series, 2nd today. It's 2-1 Oakland in the top of the 4th inning. And now it's Tyler Lozano. We got some Ballers fans in the 1st or 2nd row behind the Ballers dugout first base side chanting the Tyler Lozano song, the Oh Tyler Lozano. And the first pitch to him is high, 1-0. I've no clue why Missoula hasn't called a meeting on the mound yet. Day has not thrown a fastball for a strike since Bugs to start this inning. 1-0. Oh, that gets away from the catcher, Klemp. Coming home to score is Cam Buford, and it's 3-1 on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the inning from Day. Day just, again, was cruising up until this fourth inning. He did give the homer to Almanza. I mentioned earlier that his pitch count was 40 after Bugs. Well, he's thrown to the last now 5 hitters combined 25 pitches. That was a changeup in the dirt. 1-0. Lozano to back to the screen. It's 2-1 actually. Yep. Oh, good. I got you, Cindy. Cindy, scorekeeper, sitting to my right. Love her. 2-1 on Tilo. Second and third for the Ballers. Tilo last time popped up to first. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. And that was a fastball in the zone from Day. Unfortunately for Tilo, he swung at what would have been ball 3. And now the count is 2-2. I don't know what that sound was. That was a shrill noise. 2-2 count coming with 2 in scoring position for the Ballers. Up 3-1 in the fourth pitch. Lozano strikes out at the fastball, 90 above the zone. Just a bit maybe impatient there, Tyler Lozano, trying to drive some more runs home for the Ballers. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position for Missoula. That pitch was above the zone. So it's really, you look at TrackMan, there's just a cloud of pitches above the strike zone. There's a few scattered in the zone, maybe inside, but the vast majority of the pitches this inning from Day have been north of the zone. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. Here's Monteith. First to him is too tall, 1-0. Nick Leahy is due up, and I would not be surprised if Monteith walked to load the bases. He has walked 10 times this year and struck out 11. 1-0. Monteith swings and misses at ball 2. There's no reason to swing right here with Day pitching. He has not shown the Ballers that he's been able to command that fastball. Again, it was north of the zone. But Monteith got greedy there. His eyes got big. Now a strike in the zone. 1-2, and Day is a pitch away from getting out of this inning without it being a catastrophic frame for Missoula. He's already walked in one, and a wild pitch has scored another in this frame. 1-2 pitch. Monteith strikes out on a fastball on the inner half. Day strikes out the side, but the Ballers do score 2 here in the fourth, thanks to 3 walks and a Danny Harris infield bloop single. 2 in the frame for the Ballers means it's 3-1 Oakland as we head to the home fourth here from Missoula on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the fourth, Ballers lead 3-1 after Dawson Day walks 3 in the inning. So Reed Butts gets a pitch with the lead again in the bottom of the fourth, and he will face 4, 5, and 6. And you know what? I think it's time to venture slightly out of this press box for the wide world of baseball here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We're in Missoula, Montana, and that is the destination on today's Wide World of Baseball. It's the home of the Missoula Paddleheads, nicknamed the Garden City, Zoo Town. Some call it the River City. And it's a city in western Montana, population of 77,000 as of 2023. It's the second largest city in Montana. And they call it the River City because it's located along the Clark Fork River. But it also sits at the convergence of 5 mountain ranges. I'll share what those are in a second. Here's Adam Fogel. First to the righty, low, ball 1. 3-1 Ballers lead. Bottom of the 4th inning, nobody out, bases empty. Fogel leading off the frame. A strikeout against Butts in the second. 1-0. Ripped into left center field, base hit. Trying to cut it off is Druick. He will. The throw to second is offline, and Fogel gets there. It wasn't really offline. It just hit the cutoff man, Cobb, actually. But Fogel hustles out a double to start the 4th. Brings the tying run to the plate from Missoula and Alex Sanchez, who singled his last time to the dish. Those mountain ranges, the Bitterroot Mountains, Sapphire Range, Garnet Range, Rattlesnake Mountains, and the Reservation Divide. And thus, Missoula is often described as the hub of 5 valleys, located 3,209 feet above sea level. Runner at second is Fogel after his leadoff double into the gap in left center. Alex Sanchez next, a single his first time up. He takes a strike outside, nothing in 1. 3-1 Ballers, bottom of the 4th. Around 13,000 years ago, the entire valley where Missoula is located was at the bottom of the glacial Lake Missoula. 0-1 is a strike, nothing in 2. So that explains the layout of the town. It's relatively flat and surrounded by steep hills, and hence the hub of 5 valleys. All these steep hills and mountains meet in the middle here in Missoula. 0-2. Lace to center field. Buggs, late break on it, makes the catch, and whips it in quickly to hold Fogel at second. He misses the cutoff man, Cobb, but it doesn't matter. There is 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, Missoula trails Oakland 3-1. Cam Willman is next. Missoula, Montana, also home to the University of Montana. The Grizzlies football team is very successful at the FCS level, and Washington Grizzly Stadium is a mecca of FCS football. First early swing and a miss for Willman. He's down 0-1. They have a near 90% winning percentage at home, Montana, and they average over 25,000 per game. So it's pretty respectable for a state that's not very populous. 0-1 is high and away, 1-1. Also, I had to shout out Maggot Fest. Since 1977, it's not what it sounds like. A festival-style rugby tournament is hosted by the Missoula Maggots, which play in the Montana Rugby Union. 1-1. Fouled straight back, 1-2. Missoula is often described as the cultural center of Montana. Since 2006, the River City Roots Festival has been held each August. Also, Zootown Festival in 2025 will host Hosier, Casey Musgraves, Mount Joy, Modest Mouse, Lake Street Dive. Okay, I'm losing y'all. I know all those bands. You might not know all 5 of them. July 4th weekend, or July 4th and 5th. I don't know if that's the weekend this year. 1-2, Butts is ahead. His pitch is high, 2-2. That was, I think, the changeup from Reed just slipped out of his hand. And also some notable people from Missoula, known as Missoulians. Jeanette Rankin, first woman in Congress, born and raised here. J.K. Simmons, the actor, attended the University of Montana. 2-2 bounced off of the batter, Willman. Also, YouTuber, science communicator, novelist, and entrepreneur Hank Green resides in Missoula, Montana. And that is all you need to know about the Garden City, Zootown, the River City. Opens in its righty at the dish. Willman waiting for another 2-2 from the lefty Butts, who looks back towards second. Pitch. High fly ball to center field. Buggs sizing it up, then slowly jogs in. Fogel looking to tag, and he gives a half-hearted effort. Buggs lobs it in. Out number 2. Leadoff double from Fogel, but then 2 flyouts to center field induced by Butts, who was 1 out away from getting through 4 with just 1 run allowed. But now it's his arch rival Nick Klemp, who has driven in the lone run of this game with his hard ground ball past the first baseman Almanza in the second inning. It's 3-1 Ballers here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs. Runner at second is Fogel. Klemp, the righty at the dish, facing the lefty Butts. Pitch in the dirt. 1-0. Wasn't sure how Reed would fare today against this Missoula team, one of the best offenses in the league, and lineup full of strong righties like Fogel, like Klemp, like Pena. And so far, he has allowed 2 hits through 3 2/3. Not too shabby. 1-0. Fouled straight back. 1-1. Reed at this point, just 57 pitches. If he can get through 4 with 60 pitches, that would be huge for Reed, who would love to work deep for the Ballers today after their bullpen covered 5 innings yesterday. 1-1 toss. Fly ball off to the right, foul. And Reed's a pitch away from getting out of the fourth without allowing a run after that Fogel scorching leadoff double. Only 96 off the bat. That's light work for Fogel, that double. 1-2, high and away. Waste pitch from Reed Butts, 2-2. Deuces wild here in the fourth. Oakland up 2. 3-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fogel at second. Klemp digs back in from the right side. Even stance wearing black New Balance cleats. Butts is set at the belt. Looks in. Looks back towards second. Lifts the leg and fires. He gets a fly ball to left center field. Buggs giving chase. In the gap in left center field. He makes the catch on the run for out number 3. Butts gives up a leadoff double. All 4 balls in the inning hit towards center field, but the last 3 were all caught by Darryl Buggs, who has a busy fourth inning. Reed posts his second 0 in a row and keeps the Ballers in front by a score of 3-1 as we go to the 5th here from Missoula on 860 AM The Answer. District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor covers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future, one skilled trade at a time. I'm Nevada Cullen. Vince is back in our 860 AM The Answer studio. Thanks for tuning in on your Wednesday evening here from Missoula. This game has, at this point, gone faster than last night's, but who knows what could happen the rest of the way. It's 3-1 Ballers lead, top of the 5th. Let's see how they approach Dawson Day here in the 5th inning, because the 4th was weird. Leahy, the first batter, swings and shoots one foul down the right field line. That was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball and down in the zone, which is a big improvement for Day. So we may be just able to throw out the 4th inning altogether. We might be able to throw it out because Day could not throw a fastball for a strike in that inning. And he does so to the leadoff man, Leahy. And then 88 is too high. So I don't know. We'll see. The problem in the 4th with the Ballers, they walked 3 times, but they only scored 1 because they kept chasing that fastball. And then they just kept chasing balls. Day has not been able to throw strikes since the 4th, and he misses outside with 88, 2-1. Day's pitch count is also now at 75 rather. And so I just question right now, what's the point in swinging if it's not going to be in the zone? Leahy takes another ball. That one just high and outside, 3-1. And if you're the 9-hitter especially, Leahy doing a good job to just sit back and make him throw you 2 strikes. The best pitch I'd say from Day since there was 1 out in the 4th has been the changeup. Could throw it here, 3-1. Nope, it's the fastball again. It's way too high. That's his 4th walk day in the last 2 innings. He did not walk anyone through the first 3. And Day, he's been a starter for Missoula all 3 years, and he's really never struggled with walks. So this is just a strange outing. 6 walks to 20 strikeouts this year entering. Here's Trey Cobb. Takes first pitch ball way off the plate. He's incredibly frustrated Day. You could tell with his body language. He just looked towards that Missoula dugout. 52 career walks to 181 strikeouts in the Pioneer League. So I don't know what's happening here. He's not able to hit the zone, though. 1-0. Cobb takes low. Like, I cannot stress this enough. The Ballers have zero reason to take the bat off their shoulder in any plate appearance. They need to make Day throw 2 strikes before they start swinging. That last pitch was the changeup. Now the 2-0 to Cobb, the righty, is swung on and lifted to left field. Fogel has room in fair territory, puts it away, and that was way inside. Out number 1. It is very frustrating to watch the Ballers right now go up there against Day and keep swinging when Day's not throwing strikes. That was ball 3 to Cobb. Now it's Buggs, who struck out to start the 4th inning. He is 0 for 2 today. 1 out. Ballers leading 3-1. Top of the 5th inning. Runner at first is Leahy. First pitch swung on and lifted foul to right field. At least that's out of play. And give Buggs credit there. That was a strike. But he was late on the changeup. Ballers, if they want to build a lead in this game, need to change their approach against Day. Leahy had the right idea. Buggs swings and misses at the fastball. And now it looks like Day's finding the zone. So that was a fastball inside, but in the strike zone. He's way behind, 0-2. Leahy at first. 0-2 from Day, the lefty. Buggs fouls it off. The Ballers have just 2 hits in this game. They have walked 4 times in the last 2 innings. They lead 3-1. Top of the 5th, runner at first is Leahy. Another 0-2 on its way to Buggs. Day kicks and fires. And a ground ball hit towards second, chance for 2. Step on the bag for 1, throw to first, double play. Wilkerson turns the double play himself to end the 5th as Leahy is retired 4 unassisted. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning after the Ballers put up a 0 in the 5th frame. It is Oakland 3, Missoula 1 here on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the fifth, Reed Butts still on the hill for the Ballers, who lead 3-1. And Reed is rolling so far. 4 innings and has allowed just 2 hits and 1 run. Hoping to keep that up against 8, 9, and 1 in this Missoula order. Easier said than done. Really, there's no breaks in this paddlehead order. So you can't take a batter off if you're Reed. He did retire after Fogel, the next 3 he faced in order in the 4th inning. A single and a double so far today allowed by Reed Butts. He's also walked a pair, but his control has certainly been there more than days in this battle of lefties from Ogren Park. At this point yesterday, the score was 10-6 Ballers. It is 3-1 today. Maybe it's the clouds in the sky. They've dampened the offense, but Reed apparently has superpowers today. His first pitch is bounced towards third. Grabbed by Leahy, throw to first. That is just casual from Nick Leahy, 1 down. I talked to Nick before this game, who filled in at shortstop for Trey Cobb for 3 games in the series against the Glacier Range Riders. And Nick said he wasn't even really a shortstop at UC Davis. He played mostly third and second, even a bit of first. But third base, that hot corner, you could tell with that play Leahy just made on that slow grounder to get Perez, he looks very comfortable there. 9-man at the plate. That's Colby Wilkerson with 1 out and the base is empty. Ballers lead 3-1 in the home 5th. In Missoula, trying to take the series. Ground ball again towards third, foul, 1-1. This is a rare 3-game series for the Ballers. They play 3 here and then 3 in Ogden this week. Every other series is at least 6 games for the Ballers this season. So because it's so hard to sweep a 6-game series, Ballers obviously would love for either this series or against Ogden to win all 3 games. Nice breaking ball from Reed, 1-2. It's just nice to nice to say you have a sweep under your belt. Pitch high and away, 1-2. 2-2 now. Butts' line so far, 4 innings, 1 unearned run. He's on 4 1/3 actually, getting that Perez out. 2-2 hit sharply just over the glove of the leaping Cobb and into left center field. Bugs cuts it off, but it kicks off of him. It's a 1-out double for Wilkerson. That was a rocket off his bat, 105 into left center. And Missoula with a 1-out base runner here in the 5th inning. That Wilkerson double brings up the top of the lineup. Colin Gordon is 0 for 2. Pop out to the shortstop, then ground out to the shortstop. Righty coming up in Gordon against the lefty Butts. Runner at second is Wilkerson, who continues his hit streak. He's at a 7-game hit streak. Gordon's at a 6-gamer and takes a beautiful pitch on the outside edge. Apparently called a ball. Looked like a strike to me. Guess it was a tad low. That's the only option there. 1-0. Next to Gordon. Popped up. Could be playable. Lozano going towards that Ballers dugout. Running out of room, and it's off the top of the Ballers dugout. 1-1. Good effort from Tilo. That one hit towards the Ballers fans down the first base line. I think I see some more Ballers fans on the edge of the dugout. Yep, there is another Bees hat just beyond that Oakland dugout first base side. 1-1 the count with 1 out on Gordon, the leadoff man. 3-1 Ballers lead. Bottom of the 5th inning. Runner on second is Wilkerson after the 3rd hit for Missoula today. Now a strike, 1-2. That was a really nice pitch by Reed. Caught the low inside corner with the fastball rather. So he's ahead of Gordon, 1-2. Wilkerson at second. Butts is set. Looks down, doesn't check the runner, comes home, misses high with the changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He went too quickly to worry about Wilkerson there. 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error for the Ballers, 1 run on 3 hits. No errors for Missoula. 4 on the pitch timer, now 3. Butts with 2, goes with 1, and misses high and away off the glove of Lozano. This moves Wilkerson to third on the wild pitch. And the count is full. Payoff pitch coming to Gordon from the lefty, Reed Butts. He has walked a couple. Gordon trying to get the run home. Swings and fouls it back. That was the 87-mile-an-hour fastball from Reed at the top of the zone. That's a really good 3-2 pitch, and Gordon was late and just got a piece. Wilkerson at third because of the double with 1 out, then a wild pitch on 2-2. Gordon this season has driven in 16. And he swings and laces one foul over the head of Michael Schlecht, the manager for the Paddleheads. Count still full. Second-year Paddlehead Colin Gordon, 4th year in the league, 3 different teams, Grand Junction, then Glacier, then Missoula. 158 career RBI in the league. Trying to grab one here, 3-2. Sent foul off to the right. This is a intense battle between him and Butts. Count still full. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. Gordon stands in right side, slightly open stance, black bat on his right shoulder. Butts with 6 on the timer delivers low. Ball 4. Gordon works a hard-earned walk. That's Reed's 3rd walk of the day. Runners at the corners for Roberto Pena, representing the go-ahead run, which is not the situation you want to be in. Pena walked his first time, then flew out in the 3rd. Butts trying to get out of this inning. Trying to keep the lead intact, but Pena is second in the league with 33 RBI. 3-1, Ballers lead, bottom of the 5th. 1 out, runners at the corners, Wilkerson and Gordon. First toss hit right back up the middle. This will get the run home. Gordon stops at second. It's an RBI knock for Roberto Pena, who finally gets his first hit of the series. And RBI number 34. It's 3-2, Missoula within 1. First pitch hack there by Pena. Scores Wilkerson from third. 100 off the bat. Got a fastball down the middle. Just a mistake from Reed. It's really his first bad pitch today. Thankfully, just an RBI single, and the Ballers still lead 3-2. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Here's Rosario, the lefty. First toss, low, 90 miles an hour. 1-0. Runners are Gordon and Pena. A 1-out rally by the Paddleheads so far. Reed looking to grab that second out of the inning. Comes home. Ground ball through the right side. This should tie the game. Monteith comes up firing and gets it past the cutoff man. Good job by Reed Butts backing up because it skipped past Lozano, but Butts was right there. Back-to-back RBI singles for Missoula here in the 5th. Gordon scores from second. Pena to third on the play. Rosario with the RBI knock through the right side to tie it up at 3-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're brand new. Fogle looking to untie things. Double his last time against Butts. And now Lozano comes out to talk to his pitcher. First and third for Missoula. Game tied at 3 in the home 5th. 2 runs in for Missoula. They've gotten 4 straight base runners with 1 out. Double by Wilkerson, a walk from Gordon, and then back-to-back RBI knocks from Pena and Rosario. Reed hoping to keep this game tied. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out. Double play ball would do the trick, but Fogle does not hit into outs too often. He has hit into 2 double play balls this year. Infield playing standard depth here. Middle hoping for that double play. 5 on the timer, first to Fogle. is launched to left. This is high. This is to left field, and it is foul. It is foul. Drew had a chance to catch that, and I was blocked by a pole. And it looked like maybe he would make the catch, but he did not. It also looked like maybe a home run as Fogel hit it 298 feet, which would have been just shy out in left field. That gets it out to right, not to left here at Ogren Park in Missoula. Next pitch, roped foul near the party deck. Watch out onto the party deck out there, right? And Butts is ahead 0-2. This is a crucial at bat in this game. Fogel against Butts. Strikeout first time for Butts against Fogel, but then Fogel laced a double into left center last time. And even when you're ahead in the count against Fogel, you're still behind. It doesn't make sense, but trust me, it does. Runners at the corners for Missoula. Game tied at 3 after 2 runs scored here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 0-2 from Reed. Is to right field and will untie this game. Monteith can make the catch. Tagging from third is Pena. The throw goes towards second, and Fogel comes through with the sac fly. 4-3 Missoula here in the 5th. Even when he's behind in the count, he's ahead, and he got a fastball there, top of the zone, and Reed does get the second out of the inning, but at the cost of the lead ceded to Missoula. It's 4-3, Paddleheads lead for the first time today. Pena scored from third on the play. Rosario held at first. Now it's Alex Sanchez with 2 down. Runner fakes the steal. Throw to first is not in time. Rosario a little bit aggressive there on the base paths, but he's safe. 4-3 Missoula in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Runner at first is Rosario. Batter Sanchez 1 for 2 today. Butts from the stretch comes home and misses low and away. 2-0. Alec Rodriguez warming in the pen for the Ballers while Alec Sanchez bats. And he fouls one away. Two balls and a strike on Sanchez. Pitch. Breaking ball crushed to center. Buggs is there. Makes the catch for out number 3. So all in all, if this is it for Reed Butts, he goes 5 strong innings against one of the league's best offenses and gives up just 4 runs. But we could see him in the 6th. We'll see. He gives up 3 in this inning. Paddleheads take the lead. It's 4-3. Missoula leads for the first time in this series. We go to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. Sixth inning here from Missoula. 4-3, Paddleheads lead. It is still Dawson Day on the hill for Missoula. And I don't know what's happening with the official score, but it hasn't been updated since the 5th. So I think he's at 72 pitches. No, that's not even correct. I don't know how many pitches Day is at, but he did pitch a quick 5th inning in the end, retiring the Ballers in order. Again, he has really struggled with the control. So can the Ballers wait for strikes and not chase balls here in the 6th inning? They need to change their approach to take the lead right back in this ballgame or tie it up, as Missoula got a 3-run bottom of the 5th inning to take the lead. Their first lead of the series. It's 4-3 Missoula, top of the 6th inning. Davis Druick against Dawson Day. Battle of DD. Druick in this game, a strikeout and a walk and a run scored. So Druick was able to show his discipline last time. Can he show it this time? First toss, hack and a miss, swung at a high fastball. 0-1. Ballers still chasing those high heaters from Day. To be fair, it is a pretty big zone from Cody Kernot behind the dish. So that's part of the reason they're chasing. Now a ball off the plate, 1-1. I'm Nevada Cohen. Vince is back in our 8:60 a.m. The Answer studios. Thanks for tuning in on your Wednesday evening. Game 2 of the series. Ballers trying to take the 3-game series after winning yesterday 16-7. Druick takes a sweeping breaking ball outside, 2-1. So now I'm going to give Druick a lot of credit. He may have swung at ball 1, but he's stared at 2 balls since then, both outside. 2-1. Druick swings and misses. He got a fastball down the middle, and he missed. Maybe just a tad late. It was 87. Day is certainly tiring. Missoula has action in the pen. It's yet another lefty. See who that is. Number 16. That is Andrew Armstrong. Have not seen him yet. Druick swings and fouls one his direction in left field onto the berm. Kid's racing after that foul ball. Kid in a pink shirt picks it up. It's 2-2 on Druick. Nobody out. Base is empty. Leading off the top of the 6th. Ballers trailing by 1. Druick sends one. Left field line. Foul. Again onto the berm. So it remains 2-2. 4-3 Ballers trail. It is the peanut inning. Bottom of the 6th. Missoula hoping to score this time. They were held scoreless in last night's peanut inning. 2-2. Druick swings and misses at the breaking ball. That was a really nice pitch there. Sweeping slider, maybe even a sweeper from Day. Gets his 9th strikeout. Righty coming up in Buford. One out, Buford the batter. Takes the first pitch, strike high. 9 miles. That's a ball. It's a ball. All right. No, sorry. It was a strike. I'm just getting upset with Cody Kernot here, the home plate umpire, who continues to call pitches out of the zone strikes. That's way outside. 1-1. I have a question on the YouTube stream from Dan Silbert. Hey, Nevada. Obviously, most series are 6 games. Why are we playing 3 each at Missoula and Ogden this week? 1-1 pitch. Buford takes a strike, 1-2. He challenges, and that one is a strike. So Buford, after seeing a ball high, challenges a strike. So Ballers lose their first challenge, and it's 1-2. Goodness gracious. The answer, Dan? I'm not sure. My guess is to vary the opponents this year for Oakland. Maybe it was originally 6 in Ogden. Inside pitch on Buford, 2-2. And then the league decided, hey, why don't we send them a little in-between from, I guess, with that Missoula series and then finishing in Ogden. Missoula is the in-between, so the team can theoretically get from one place to the next on bus, 2-2. Buford takes in, ball 3. And so that's my guess as to why they did the trip. Just because it's on the way to Ogden. It prevents a flight, I guess, so it saves the Ballers money. They don't have to fly from Kalispell to Ogden. They can bus from one place to the next and then to destination C. Payoff pitch is popped up right side, out of play. Into the stands. Green chairback seats just over it and bounces over the concession stand. But yeah, I don't really know. Also, I think Reed Butts might be returning for the bottom of the 6th inning, which would be cool, very cool to see him pitch into the 6th. He deserves to, the way he's pitched tonight. No action in the Ballers bullpen. Another payoff to Buford. Swung on and missed. Strikes out. On a high fastball, that was ball 4, and Day now has his 10th strikeout, a season high. Brings up Danny Harris. Coming into this appearance, Dawson Day struck out 9 his last time out against Great Falls on Wednesday, and the Ballers have struck out 10 times tonight. It's been not a good performance offensively from Oakland tonight. Just 2 hits through 5 2/3 innings. Danny Harris, first pitch swinging, pops it up to first. Pena heading towards foul ground and makes the squeeze for out number 3. Ballers retired in order for the second straight inning as Harris fouls out. And Day's day is likely done after 6. He only allows 2 hits over 6 innings. And despite walking 3 in the 4th and 4 overall, the Ballers really struggled against the lefty today. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the peanut inning. You know that means the Paddleheads fans will be rowdy here in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 4-3 against Oakland on 860 AM The Answer.
Let's do arms out.
The crowd is chanting peanuts. They want free peanuts. They'll get them if Missoula gets a run in the 6th. They were unsuccessful yesterday. Reed Butts back out for the bottom of the 6th, trying to shut him out. He'll face 6, 7, and 8. Willman, Klemp, Perez. Those 3 hitless today as Butts misses low, 1-0. Butts has really put up a good outing today after the Ballers pitched 5 innings yesterday out of the bullpen. 88 high and away from Reed, 2-0. And there will be action in the bullpen soon for Oakland. Looks like Roddy getting back up there immediately as I say that. Nice pitch there by Reed. Change up high outside corner, 2-1. Cam Willman at the dish is 0 for 1 with a walk today. And he checks his swing. There's an appeal to first. Why is there an appeal? Oh, I guess it's a high pitch. Okay. That's a strike for Missoula pitching tonight. That's all I'll say. 3-1 from Reed. And he misses low. Well, Willman walks. Now the crowd can really get into this peanut inning as they try to get the runner home. 4th walk from Reed Butts. It's a leadoff walk here in the 6th. And Aaron Miles comes out to the mound and points to the bullpen. So that's it for Reed Butts. He pitches into the 6th, but walks the leadoff man, Willman. It'll be up to Roddy to try to keep the Paddleheads off the board here in the peanut inning in the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher for the Ballers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Missoula up 4-3. And we'll tell you about Alec Rodriguez when you return on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for the Ballers in the bottom of the 6th. It's Roddy's turn. Alec Rodriguez pitched twice in the series against Glacier. Scoreless 7th on Wednesday. Did give up a run his last time out Saturday. An inning and 2/3. Gave up 1 earned run and 3 hits in the 6-4 loss for the Ballers. 8th appearance of the season for the righty, 6 foot, 24 years old from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 9 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 walks, and 11 strikeouts. A 2.79 ERA for the New Jersian. Places Reed Butts, who goes 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and was not helped out by a, I'll put it plainly, poor zone so far from Cody Kernot in this game that has resulted in more strikes for Missoula pitching than Oakland's. Roddy getting a lot of warm-up pitches. As the hook was quick for Reed in the 6th, he walks the leadoff man, Willman, and now faces 7, 8, and 9. Rodriguez trying to keep Missoula off the board in the peanut inning. Easier said than done. So here is Nick Klemp against Rodriguez. Righty-righty battle. 4-3, Missoula leads. Bottom of the 6th, no one out. Runner at first is Willman. Willman on the bases this season is 1 for 1. First pitch to Klemp. Breaking ball high. That was a hard slider from Roddy, but he just did not have command of it. See if Alec can locate here on 1-0. Righty from the stretch delivers and yanks a fastball low at 94. I think missed the spot, but was technically a strike according to TrackMan, just glancing the low outside corner. But again, called a ball by Cody Kernot. Next to Klemp. That is fouled straight back, 93 on the outside corner. Great pitch from Roddy, 2-1. Klemp today 0 for 2, but drove in a run in the 2nd, hitting a ball sharply past the first baseman Almanza off his glove, scoring the first run of the game for Missoula. Now it's 4-3 Paddleheads after their 3-run 5th inning. They want more, especially because it's the peanut inning and the fans get free peanuts with a run in this frame. 2-1. Breaking ball 88 north of the zone. 3-1. So Klemp way ahead. It's a hitter's count. A walk from Butts to start the inning. Now Rodriguez comes in and immediately has a 3-1 count against Klemp. And misses way outside at 94. Back-to-back walks start the frame for the Ballers. And you can only blame the strike zone so much. Reality is Roddy missed badly with both the 2-ball pitch and the 3-1 pitch. Brings up the 8-hitter Perez, and in the peanut inning, that's not how you want to start. 2 on with none out. 4-3 Paddleheads lead. Not even about the peanuts at this point. It's just about the state of this game. Ballers cannot afford to let up many more runs the way they're swinging it tonight. Trailing 4-3, bottom of the 6th. Nobody out. Perez at the plate. The righty takes a strike, top of the zone, 94. Thank you. That was a ball, but called a strike by Kernot. He's been calling that top of the zone strike all night, but nobody has challenged it. 0-1. Ground ball to third. Chance for 2. Druick goes to the bag late. It was a broken back ground ball to third. At 8 up. Oh, Leahy. Sorry, not Druick. And the bases are loaded. I'd imagine that goes down as an error. It felt like a play Leahy should have made, and I think that's got to be an error. It could have been called a hit, and the official scoring is just so behind. We have no way to tell if it's a hit or an error officially here in Missoula. But get ready for fans to get free peanuts here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Chances are run's going to score here. Wilkerson, the batter, the lefty. Pitch is low, 1-0. And that's just tough luck there for Roddy. That could have been a 5-3 double play turned by Leahy, but he commits the error at third base on that broken bat grounder. Hard hit, but anyways. Now a line drive to third, and that is out number 1. So it's a big first out for Rodriguez in the 6th inning, regardless if Missoula scores or not. If he could limit to Missoula to 1 run in this peanut inning, it would be huge. And now, switch hitting Colin Gordon comes up from the left side for the first time today. 0 for 2 as a righty today with a walk and a run scored. The Ballers would trade peanuts here for an out. So if the crowd can get free peanuts and the Ballers get an out on a sac fly, Ballers would take it. First pitch is fouled off to the left. 0-1 on Gordon. Yeah, the score on the official scoring is 3-1. The score here is 4-3. Missoula had a 3-run fifth, but I don't know what happened with the official scorekeeper. He might have gotten busy. 0-1. Line drive, peanuts. Into left center field. 1 run is in. Bugs gets to it. Throws it towards third. Another run scores. The throw to third is a great one for Bugs, but sliding in safely there is Perez on the 2-run double from Colin Gordon. His 6th double in this 7-game hit streak. And it's 6-3 Missoula in the peanut inning, the bottom of the 6th. And now all draft beer is $4 for the next 10 minutes. Thanks to the beer batter, Gordon coming through in the peanut inning. It's like all the planets aligning here in Missoula. And they're tossing out bags of, I believe, Texas Roadhouse peanuts into the crowd here at Ogren Park per the peanut inning because Missoula just scored. Now Pena trying to add insult to injury in this inning. Takes ball 1 low. 6-3 Missoula leads here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out. Pena the batter, 2 in scoring position. An RBI single last time. And the 1-0 pitch from Roddy. Swung on it, missed. Good slider there. 1-1. That was a 90-mile-an-hour slider, I suppose. Roddy's just letting it rip here. He got the chase from Pena, who calls time before this 1-1 pitch. 6-3 Paddleheads lead, bottom of the 6th inning, just 1 out. Perez and Gordon, the batters. The runners, as Pena takes high, and Lozano, man, he has had to work behind the plate tonight. That pitch was way high, 2-1. Lozano is such a good defensive catcher. 2-1 for Pena, 34 RBI, 2nd in the league. Swings and misses, 94 off the plate. That was actually on the outside corner. Good pitch from Rodriguez, 2-2. You keep this a 6-3 game, Ballers could come back. Any more in this inning, and it feels like this game is drifting further away from the green and gold. Game 2 of the series, Paddleheads lost last night. They were embarrassed in front of their home crowd, and they've responded tonight with great pitching and clutch hitting. 2-run double from Gordon. He's at 2nd. Perez reached on an error. He's at 3rd. 2-2 is the count. Roddy at the belt, comes home, and gets a high chopper to 3rd, foul. Remains 2-2. Just heard foul ball over the public address system. For those that haven't played Wii Sports, you wouldn't understand. Whenever there's a foul ball on Wii Sports, they just played that sound, that narrator saying it. 2 on the timer, Roddy's got to come home. And it's a pitch clock violation. He did not deliver fast enough. It is ball 3. Automatic ball. It's 3-2. Now the pitch clock resets. With this hitter Pena at the plate and all his power, you don't blame Rodriguez for taking his time on the mound. Now there's 7 on the timer. He comes home on time this time and misses with ball 4, and the pitch clock violation hurts. 2nd walk from Rodriguez, bases loaded for the Paddleheads, and their 3-hitter Mike Rosario at the plate. Rosario at the dish with the bases loaded, and a 6-3 Paddleheads lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rosario 1 for 3 today with an RBI single. First pitch swinging, chops it through the right side. This will bring home probably 2 more. Monteith gets to it quickly and throws home. Throws cut off by Almanza, though. Throw to second is not in time to get Pena. And Rosario with a 2-run single. Paddleheads break it open here in the 6th. It is 8-3. Next, Adam Fogel, the big bopper. Roddy's just having to eat it here in the 6th inning. And I believe these runs will be, at least to some extent, unearned. I'm not exactly sure, but there was an error in this inning by Leahy. I have no idea which runs are earned and unearned at this point. And both runners stealing now. They just took that base off of Rodriguez, who did not even check the runners. 1-0 on Fogel. 8-3 Missoula leads with a 4 spot here in the peanut inning, the bottom of the 6th. And it feels like time to check the scores from around the Pioneer League. Hopefully some good news elsewhere. And yes, there is a bit of good news elsewhere for once in the Pioneer League. For at least one reason, that there's a pop foul by Fogel off to the right into the chairback seats. It's 1-1. The good news is that in the bottom of the 7th, Boise leads Idaho Falls 5-3. Can the Hawks hand the Chuckers a loss? Also, Rocky Mountain trailing 9-5 against Billings in the bottom of the 7th. So Missoula, as of now, has the chance to pick up a game on both those teams. Ballers, at least if they do fall in this game, won't lose ground in the race for the top 2 playoff spots. Swing and a miss by Fogel, 1-2. Good slider there. Creeping at third, Pena. He wants to steal home. Final from Ogden, the Raptors beat Great Falls 10-1. Voyagers have now lost 15 in a row. Goodness gracious. Grand Junction Jackalopes lead the Northern Colorado Owls 11-6 in the top of the 7th. And top of the 5th, scoreless in Yuba Sutter, Range Riders and High Wheelers. Matthew Kavanaugh pitching a shutout for Yuba Sutter. And for Glacier, it's Ty Bothwell. Yeah, we know him. 1-2. Popped up, left field foul ground. Leahy running into the Missoula bullpen, has room, makes the catch, and the runners cannot advance as Leahy guns it home. It's a pop out into foul territory by the big hitting Fogel. 2 down. Obviously, Ballers would love to keep this at a 5-run game. That at least theoretically would have them within striking distance, but they have just 2 hits tonight. Looks like it will be the lefty for Missoula entering in Andrew Armstrong, who has a 6.35 ERA, so the Maulers could get to him. We'll see. First pitch to Sanchez is a called strike, high in the zone for a strike. Yeah, someone needs to challenge it at that point. I'm upset for Sanchez at this point. That's nowhere near a strike from Kernot. 94, 2 balls above the zone. 0-1. Then he takes a pitch way off the plate. 1-1. I mean, it has just been an awful strike zone tonight from Kernot, and now it's both ways, which is just, I can't even look at TrackMan anymore. I'm clicking off for my own sake. I was swinging a pop-up off to the left. If Nevada ends up fighting the ump over his hashtag squeezy zone, who's going to do the play-by-play? Great question, Dan, on YouTube. That will be Cindy, who will then be attempting to do the play-by-play for the Ballers and do this video board and run the pitch clock. I'm sure she'd be great at that. 1-2. Swing and a miss, a strikeout for Roddy to end the inning. But Missoula sends 9 to the plate, and they put up 4 runs in the frame to take an 8-3 lead, heading to the 7th on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Ballers in a big hole, 8-3 against Missoula here in the top of the 7th inning, facing a new pitcher in Andrew Armstrong, who replaces Dawson Day. Armstrong, another lefty for Missoula. I guess the Paddleheads figuring Ballers have struggled today against a lefty in Day. Why not go with another lefty in Armstrong? Through Sunday against Great Falls, a third of an inning, no hits, no runs. 23-year-old from Gainesville, Georgia, former Sioux City Explorer of the American Association, with a 6.35 ERA, 1-0 record. 11th appearance, 11 and a third innings, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 6 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Armstrong replaces Day, and because the scoring system is behind, the official score is still catching up. I am unsure for certain about this, but we'll put it at 6 innings for Day and 10 strikeouts. Those I know, plus the 4 walks I can confirm, as well as just the 2 hits and the 3 runs. But how many were earned? I guess that's 3. So I guess I have it. Day with 6 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. He was really good and got the Ballers to chase a bunch. Just an undisciplined approach from the Ballers today. And they're hoping to see more strikes here against the left-handed throwing Armstrong, who faces the lefty Almanza to start his day. Time is called. Pitch timer violation. It's 1-0 on Armstrong. So we've only had 2 pitch timer violations today, but it still feels like we've seen more than yesterday. And 1-0 is high, 2-0, and I've talked with Cindy. Cindy and I talked before the game, and she had a meeting with the umpires. They said to be starting the pitch clock sooner. They want this game going fast. 2-0 is a strike, top of the zone, 2-1 on Almanza. Again, a ball, called a strike. But Cindy's been doing a great job doing the pitch clock and the video board here at Oakland Park in Missoula. 8-3 Ballers trail, top of the 7th, nobody out. Almanza takes in at 90 miles an hour, ball 3. Almanza today, home run in the 2nd, RBI walk in the 4th. He's driven in 2, and has driven in 8 in the series after picking up 6 ribbies yesterday. That's 8 stakes on the series. Swings and misses at 89 mile an hour fastball outside. 3-2. That was a strike. Payoff pitch coming to the lefty Almanza from the left-handed throwing Armstrong. Here it is. Poked foul, 90 mile an hour fastball on the outside corner. Great protect swing there from Almanza. Armstrong, the former Florida State Seminole, spent most of his time with the Noles in the bullpen. 76 career appearances for FSU. 3-2 to Almanza. Again, tagged foul off to the left. Pitching away from Almanza here. The last 3 pitches have all been away. Count is still full in this lefty-lefty battle. Armstrong from the stretch misses away. Almanza walks. Missoula still is not challenged. No, sorry. They challenged once. Both teams have 2 challenges remaining. That was off the plate. Correctly called a ball by Cody Kernot. Next up, Tyler Lozano, who has not looked great today. Foul out and a strikeout for Tilo on the evening. We're just a couple hours in, and we're in the top of the 7th. What is this, Christmas morning? First to Tilo, a strike right down the middle. He just stared at a fastball down the pipe. 0-1. Tilo on a 6-game hit streak. Let's not pretend that Tilo hasn't been swinging a great bat. 5 for 12 in the series against Glacier. Takes high. That was well above the zone, 1-1. Had a 2-run homer, an opposite field shot on Saturday in his last game played. His first home run of the season. And his 5th career Oakland home run and pro home run. 1-1. Tilo pops it up, foul, right side. Pena runs out of room this time and can't retire Tilo with a pop out as he did in the 2nd inning. But Tyler Lozano down on the count, 1-2. 8-3 lead for Missoula. Top of the 7th. Leadoff man on, and Almanza, he walked. Ballers still with just 2 hits in the game. One of their worst offensive performances all year. Lozano grounds one foul of third. 1-2, still on Lozano. Ballers came into this game with a .311 batting average. That's 7th best in the league. That's the bottom half, but barely. 8th most runs in the league with 140. 1-2. Tilo waves and misses at a breaking ball. Went backdoor on the righty Lozano, and he strikes out for the second time. 11th strikeout today for Oakland hitting. One out, runner on first is Almanza. Here's Monteith, who has 2 at-bats and 2 strikeouts today. Runner at first, Almanza. 1 out, 8-3 bowlers trail, top 7, and Monteith fouls it straight back. That was a very loud glass crashing sound. I'm going to see this season for the Ballers, looking at their offensive performances. They were held to 3 against Grand Junction and a shutout loss on May 28th. Swing and a miss by Monteith, 0-2. 5 hits against Grand Junction in their 4-3 win. But 3 is the lowest they've gotten this season. Again, May 28th against Grand Junction. I think that was game 2 of the series. Swing and a miss, and Monteith is down on strikes. 2 outs, runner on first. That was Zach Zaborowski who dominated Oakland that day for Grand Junction. Thankfully, they won't see him again this season. He's a righty. The Ballers have struggled against a lefty today and then another lefty in Armstrong has 2 strikeouts against him. They've struck out 12 times. Now here's the 9-hitter, Leahy, who takes the first pitch, strike, 0-1. 2 outs and a runner on first base. Ballers 12 strikeouts today, just 2 shy of their season high. That was game 2 in a win against Glacier last week. Now a ball high, 1-1. Maybe something about Wednesdays. The Ballers are, I think, undefeated on Tuesdays this year. But Wednesdays, a loss on May 21st, a loss on May 28th, as that's fouled away by Leahy. 1-2. They finally got a Wednesday win, but only scored 3 runs on June 4th, last Wednesday against Glacier. So they have not scored more than 5 runs on a Wednesday, and they have just 2 hits today. 1-2 to Leahy, stroked up the middle, a much-needed hit for the Ballers. That was a middle fastball, and Leahy did not miss it. And getting aggressive there is Almanza. He advances to third on the play. So Leahy with an 106-mile-an-hour laser up the middle turns the lineup over to Trey Cobb. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th, Cobb, who has hit the ball pretty well today, despite being 0 for 3, a couple sharp flyouts. He's at the plate trying to get his first hit of the game. He's on a 6-game hit streak. And a run here would be crucial for the Ballers. It would get them within 4. They trail 8-3, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Cobb takes low, a ball, 1-0. Runners at the corner for Cobb. 3 for 6 yesterday, but hitless today. The lefty, Armstrong, delivers. And Cobb takes high and away at 89. So this feels like the spot right here for Trey. 2-0. Seen 2 balls, 1 low, 1 away. And we'll see if Armstrong gives him a pitch to hit here on 2-0. Almanza walked, he's at third. Leahy singled up the middle, he's at first. 2-0 pitch is launched. High and deep left field. Trey Cobb with his first professional homer. A 3-run moonshot to left center to get the Ballers right back in it. A 447-foot cloud scraper to left center field here at Ogren Park. It's 8-6. Ballers within 2 with 1 swing of Trey Cobb's bat. A 2-out, 3-run bomb by Cobb. And Oakland is within 2. Missoula still leads 8-6 here in the top of the 7th. But what a massive momentum swing that could be from Trey. 106 off the bat, 447 feet. to left center. He annihilated that baseball. Now Darryl Buggs takes low for a ball. And I was right. That pitch he got was middle, maybe a bit high and in, but right in the sweet spot for Trey Cobb. That's where you'd want to pitch if you're in the home run derby. Now Buggs takes in for a ball, 2-0. And if Buggs draws a walk here, as it looks like Missoula will challenge, no. Now first baseman Pena going over to Armstrong. I think, is the PitchCom device not working again? What's happening here with Missoula on the mound? They're inspecting the field, so maybe Armstrong's having some trouble with his plant foot. And look, sometimes that is the case for pitchers. When a game wears on, sometimes it's just when pitchers are delivering, especially you've had all lefties on the mound today, I think the spot where the front foot lands for these lefty pitchers must be pretty dug up at this point. And as a result, it looks like Armstrong's standing a little bit more to the third base side of the rubber. His 2-0. Swung on, hit through the left side, base hit. A 2-out knock for Darryl Buggs, his first hit of the game. And the Ballers bring the tying run to the plate here in the 7th in Davis Druick. And they do it all with 2 outs. They did get the leadoff walk by Almanza, but then single, 3-run homer by Tremaine Cobb. And now a Darryl Buggs single on a middle fastball puts the tying run at the plate here in the 7th in Davis Druick as the Ballers attempt to come back here in Missoula. It's 8-6, 2 outs, top of the 7th, 3 runs across in the frame, and Druick hacks and misses at 88 today. At 88, top of the zone, nothing in 1. And Druick is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today, a walk and a run scored, but let's face it, he hasn't looked like Davis Druick today. He takes low for a ball, 1-1. Druick on a 13-game hit streak. This season, hitting .389 entering today with 23 RBI and 8 homers. That's tied for third in the Pioneer League. The lefty hitter facing the lefty pitcher Armstrong. Buggs has his lead at first. The 1-1 delivery is taken in the dirt, 2-1. I will say, as far as Druick goes, the patience today has still been there. He has 12 walks this season entering today and then walked in the 4th inning. So he's still been trying to get his pitch. The pitch he's chased really has been that high heater. The 2-1 from Armstrong. Way outside. 3-1. So now, as the case, 2-0 on Cobb. This could be a pitch for Davis Druick to hit. In Cobb's hitter's count, he had a 3-run homer to left center. Druick trying to tie this ball game with a swing. 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Instead, the tying run's on. The second walk of the inning by the pitcher Armstrong will bring up Cam Buford, and likely Buford will face a new pitcher. Buford's a righty after all. Armstrong's a lefty. And despite getting 2 of the first 3 batters with strikeouts, he will exit here in the 7th after allowing 4 straight base runners, 2 singles, a walk, and a 3-run bomb by Trey Cobb to make it 8-6. Missoula still leads the Oakland Ballers here in the top of the 7th inning. Michael Schlack now coming off of the mound without pulling his pitcher. Okay, so we'll keep it here on 860 AM The Answer because Armstrong is staying in this ballgame. It's just a mound visit from Michael Schlack, who's the 5th-year manager and also pitching coach for this Missoula team. He was a pitcher himself. He was drafted by the Rangers back in 2004 as a pitcher. But here's a huge spot for Cam Buford, who is due 2 strikeouts and a walk tonight. First pitch to Cam, way outside, a ball at 89. And it seems like Armstrong has lost control a bit. The only strikes he's thrown to the last few hitters have been right down the middle. And Leahy and Cobb both had balls with exit velos of 106 off of him. Buford takes a really good slider in for a strike. 1-1. That bent in to the righty. Back door from the lefty Armstrong. First and second for the Ballers. The tying runs, trailing 8-6 in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch to Cam is outside. Ball 2. That one, same thing. Breaking ball. Left off the plate, though. And this feels like the spot for Buford. Will Cam see a pitch to hit? He will. He bounces it down the third baseline. Foul. Just a tad early on a high heater, top of the zone. He got the pitch to drive, but just tomahawked it into the dirt and into the grass, and it bounced harmlessly off into left field foul. So the deuces are wild here in the top of the 7th inning. Already 3 runs across from the Ballers. 2-2 pitch outside, and we'll get a full count delivery next. If Buford can work the walk, Harris will bat with the bases loaded, and the tying run would move to second for Oakland. The runners are Buggs and Druick. The 3-2 from the lefty. Armstrong comes home. Buford swings and misses at 88 above the zone. He swung at ball 4, and Missoula remains in the lead. Armstrong strikes out the side in the 7th. So Michael Schlack makes the right decision in keeping his reliever in. But the Ballers get 3 runs in the inning on Trey Cobb's first pro homer, a 3-run shot to left center. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch from Ogren Park in Missoula on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 7th, the Ballers trail 8-6 against the Missoula Paddleheads. New pitcher for Oakland, it is Caleb Franzen who enters for the Ballers. Franzen relieves Alec Rodriguez in an 8-6 game. Ballers down by 2. First pitch of the inning is high for a ball, 1-0. 4 in the bottom of the 6th for Missoula. Ballers respond with 3 in the top of the 7th. 1-0 launch to left, sending Druick just a few steps back, who makes the catch. 1 out. Willman flies out to left field. 9 to the plate for Missoula in the 6th. And how big was the performance from Roddy at the end of the inning to just get the pop out and the strikeout to end the frame? Caleb Franzen on the hill, the lefty, facing a right-handed hitter in Nick Klemp. Franzen making his 7th appearance of the year, 4.32 ERA for the lefty. His first to Klemp, swung on and foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher, Lozano. 0-1. Franzen 8 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 11 strikeouts. 23-year-old from West Linn, Oregon. His 0-1 pitch to Klemp is high and away, 2-1. Franzen Sunday against Glacier gave up a Barranca homer and 2 hits in the inning, including a triple. Through an inning in that game, Ballers would win 8-4. 1-1. Swung on and missed. So the line is done on Alec Rodriguez, who ends up pitching an inning, gives up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks and a strikeout. And now it's 1-2 on Klemp from Franzen. Misses in the dirt, 2-2. Ballers chasing 2. They were down 5 at the start of this inning. Franzen trying to put up a 0 in the 7th to send the Ballers to the 8th, down just a pair of runs. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, laced to short. High hop, though, for Cobb, who fields and fires a little bit offline. Almanza stretches to make the play. 2 down on the 6-3 putout. Good job by Franzen, who I think Franzen will go 2 today, the way he's pitching. Franzen has the ability to go 2. He did so in his Ballers debut. And the way he's pitched, he's getting these quick outs. And the Ballers trailing by 2. They don't want to throw another bullpen guy if they don't need to at this point. Next from Franzen's a strike. 0-1. Also with Wilkerson in the next batter, he would lead off the 8th. I would at least have Franzen out there to face the lefty and Wilkerson in the 8th inning, if Perez here is the last out of this inning. 0-1, flown, right field. This could fall fair. It falls fair. This is extra bases for Perez. Picked up on the bare hand by Monteith. Strong throw to second, but Perez gets to second standing with the double. His first hit of the game. He was 0 for 3. Brings up the 9-hitter, Wilkerson. So now I'm not so sure anymore if Franzen pitches the 8th. Josh just walked by, Ballers bus driver. He's been with us since we got to Montana. He's a good guy. We like Josh. Oh, Wilkerson's a righty. What am I talking about? I called him a lefty. There are a lot of righty bats in this lineup for Missoula. 2 outs, runner at second. Paddlehead's looking for an insurance run here in the bottom of the 7th. Leading 8-6 as Franzen misses low, 1-0. Wilkerson already a double in this game. He's 1 for 3. He has a 7-game hit streak now. He came in hitting .600 in his last 6 games. 12 for 20 with 3 doubles. 1-0 from Franzen. Wilkerson gets scooted out of the way by what looked like a breaking ball there. No, it was a fastball in the dirt, 2-0. Just kind of stayed low and in on Wilkerson. Former UNC Tar Heel, he was their starting shortstop from 2023 to 2024. At one point, made 124 consecutive starts those final 2 years. 2-0. He swings and crushes one. Left center field. Buggs out there in the gap, and he crashes into the fence. Hopefully he's okay. A run scores. Wilkerson motoring for third. Buggs slow getting up, but he does get up. He could not haul in the RBI triple by Wilkerson. And that's back-to-back appearances for Franzen, allowing 2 extra base hits. Perez scores on the play. A much-needed insurance run for the Paddleheads. It is 9-6. Aaron Miles out of his dugout, making sure Buggs is okay. Awesome effort out there in center. That ball was hit 387 feet into the gap in left center field, and Buggs nearly caught it. Instead, it's a 2-out RBI triple, back-to-back extra base hits with 2 outs for Missoula. And now it's the leadoff man, Colin Gordon. 9-6, Paddleheads lead, bottom of the 7th. And that could be a crucial hit. Not only could it be the winning run in this game when it's all said and done, momentum was very much with the Ballers up until that hit. First pitch fly out to right center field, right field, and this is falling. And it's a bloop hit for Colin Gordon. And he has consecutive at-bats with a run-scoring hit. Had a 2-run double in the 6th. Comes up an inning later with a bloop RBI single dumped into right field. It's 10-6 Paddleheads. They steal the momentum right back, and the Ballers have given up 10 runs. That is the first time Oakland has surrendered 10 since. It's going to take me a second. I was looking at the wrong thing. May 31st. First pitch high and away to Pena, 1-0. That was the 12-10 loss for the Ballers against Grand Junction in that Saturday game against the Jackalopes. They had not given up 10 runs in June. And that ball is gone. Left center field. Pena pimped it and clears the wall in a big way. The Pioneer League home run leader with number 13 on the year, 408 feet to left center, puts his mark on this ball game, and that's the dagger. It's 12-8. No, it's 12-6. Missoula leads. Franzen had 2 outs and then gives up 3 extra base hits, 4 straight hits, and Missoula takes a 12-6 lead. Poor Caleb Franzen just celebrated his 24th birthday yesterday. Now it's Chopper over the pitcher's mound. Cobb gets to it but has no play. And that's 5 straight hits. 2-out rally for Missoula. 5 straight hits. Next up, Fogle. 3 runs in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, and 4 more in the 7th. Paddleheads pouring it on late against the Ballers, as the best pitching staff in the league has been roughed up here in Missoula. Swing and a miss from Fogle, 0-1. Ballers trailing 12-6 in the bottom of the 7th. This one fuels all but over. Time is called. 0-1 the count. Fogle the righty, Franzen the lefty. Poor Caleb Franzen, just getting roughed up a bit. Now foul ball off to the right, 0-2 out of play. And the problem for Franzen in this inning looks like, if you look at TrackMan, just too many pitches in the zone. He's cluttered the inside portion on these righties, trying to go in maybe and missing badly. Or I should say missing over the plate, which is not where you want to miss. Ballers with back to 4 spots given up against Missoula. 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th for the Paddleheads. Fogle strikes out, though, on a good pitch from Franzen, so he at least ends his day with a K, but Caleb Franzen gives up 4 runs on 5 hits in the 7th inning. 4 extra base hits in the frame, or 3 extra base hits in the frame, I should say, for the Missoula Paddleheads as they leave 1. And we go to the 8th, Ballers trailing 12-6. Top of the 8th, and even though Missoula's put up 11 runs in the last 3 innings, they're still going to one of their better relievers here in Zach Lampton, another lefty for the Paddleheads. Ballers will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate against Zach Lampton, the 3rd lefty of this game for the Paddleheads. He replaces Andrew Armstrong, who is kind of ineffective, even though he struck out the side in the 7th. Ended up allowing 2 walks and a pair of hits, including the 3-run homer by Trey Cobb. So Lampton trying to keep this a 12-6 Missoula lead in the top of the 8th inning. Ballers hoping that they can keep their momentum going offensively. This game is not over the way they've been hitting it. Well, the way they were hitting it in the 7th, because they had 2 hits entering the 7th inning, and now they have 5 hits and 6 total runs to show for it. Harris, first pitch swinging, tags one to center field, and the Ballers are down to their final 5 outs as it is caught by Sanchez. 1 down. Lampton making his 11th appearance, 2.53 ERA, 1-1 record, 10 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 8 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Lampton appeared 4 times in the series against Great Falls. Last pitch Sunday, pitched a hitless inning and a third, striking out 3, allowing just 1 walk. Now it's Christian Almanza, who is having himself a series. My goodness. First pitch, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Called a ball correctly, finally, by Cody Kernut. That was north of the zone. Crowd thought it was a strike, and I don't blame them at this point because that's been a strike all night. 1-0 to Almanza. Misses. Nope, is called a strike. It was on the inside corner. Good pitch there, 1-1. Almanza in this game has scored twice, driven in 2. 2 walks, and a solo shot in the 2nd inning. 1-1 pitch. Almanza misses outside, takes high as well, 2-1. Lampton, the first-year pro, pitched at FIU, Florida International University. Almanza shoots one foul off to the left, 2-2. A lot of pitchers out of FIU, which is in Miami. Lampton originally from Tulsa, but then went down pitched in South Florida. Appeared in 21 games with the FIU Panthers this past spring, or last spring, I should say. 3.31 ERA, 49 innings. Good strikeout pitcher. As his 2-2 is a called third strike on the outside corner on Almanza. So Lampton with the K. That is strikeout number 14 for the Ballers today, which is, I believe, tied now for their season high. Brings up Tyler Lozano. Yep, 14. That is as many as they had last Wednesday against Glacier. Two outs, no one on. Lozano the batter. First pitch swinging, lines it into center field. And Tilo, who was 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts today, extends his hit streak to 7 games. Well, that's how the Ballers did it in the 7th inning, the 2-out magic. They had the 2-out, 3-run homer by Cobb in that frame. Brings up Pat Monteith, number 13. His number 27 jersey, unfortunately, left in Glacier, so that's the reason he's wearing a different number. Monteith, right-handed hitter, takes a first pitch ball off the plate, 1-0. Monteith, 3 strikeouts today, is one away from the unfortunate golden sombrero. Next pitch is a ball, 2-0. Looks like James Collier again loosening that Ballers bullpen, so he will get the bottom of the 8th inning. There might not be a bottom of the 9th. Ballers trailing 12-6, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, runner at first, Lozano. 2-0 pitch, fouled straight back. Monteith late on the fastball. 2-1 count. Lampton's pitch, way outside, 3-1. And look, even when Monteith is struggling, he still draws his walks. 10 this season. And in a 3-1 count here. He's looking to hit, though, on 3-1. No, he takes ball 4. That's way off the plate. Single and a walk with 2 outs for Lampton here in the 8th. The Ballers may have 14 strikeouts today, but they have also drawn their walks. That's number 7 tonight for the Ballers. They've largely not taken advantage. Brings up the 9-hitter Leahy, who ripped a single to center his last time up. Ballers would love to load him up for Trey Cobb, who homered his last time to the plate. Now Leahy takes 90 on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Leahy 1 for 2 today. Strikeout his first time, but productive his last 2 trips to the dish. A walk and a single. Takes a breaking ball in 1-1. That one could have been called a strike. The zone is just messed up tonight from Cody Kernot. He is insistent that the above the zone is a strike. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. But he's also confused by those curveballs that are catching the corner. Anything on the low outside corner or low inside corner is being called a ball. Man, poor Cody Kernot. I'm just grilling him. But it's been bad tonight. Calling it like I see it. And, yep, that's a good challenge. Thank you. It was called a strike outside. It is a ball on Nick Leahy, and it will be overturned. So it's 3-1. So finally, a challenge correct in this game. I cannot believe it took until the 8th inning for someone to overturn one of Cody Kernot's calls. Being an umpire is a thankless job, and I have much respect for what he does. But he has been bad tonight. And Leahy takes a walk, pitch outside. Bases are loaded for Cobb, who hit a 3-run homer his last time up. And that'll be it for Lampton, I believe. I'd imagine Missoula goes to a righty here, but I don't see if anyone's ready in the Missoula pen or not. It looks like maybe they have a guy ready to go. This could just be a mound visit, and that seems to be the case. Now, how do you pitch Trey Cobb? I'll Give you one piece of advice, Zach Lampton. Do not throw it high and inside, but over the middle of the plate. That's the pitch that Cobb hit 106 to left field for his first professional home run. And Cobb will not hit a ton of homers this season for the Ballers. He's just not a home run hitter, not at this point in his career. He only hit 15 in 2 years at Troy. But if he managed to get his first 2 pro homers in this game, the Ballers would appreciate it. He was the one who hit the 3-run homer in the 7th to make it a 2-run game. If he were to hit a grand slam here, it would make it a 2-run game. The Ballers trail 12-6 with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Single, walk with 2 outs in this inning. Lozano, Monteith, and Leahy the runners. The bottom 3 get on for the top of the lineup. And Cobb takes high and away for a ball. That was a pitch out to try to steal an out there, but Leahy did not have a big lead off of first, nor did he have a big secondary. It did just miss high and outside to Cobb. 1-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs, pitch. Taken inside. That's ball 2. It's challenged by Lampton, and now Missoula's going to be down to 1 challenge. That was inside. So the pitcher challenges, which you never want. Pitchers really should never challenge with this challenge system. Catchers have a much better understanding of the zone. It's an understandable place to challenge, though, because there's nowhere to put Cobb. And on 2-0, he takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. 12-6 lead for the Paddleheads. They've scored 11 in the last 3 innings to take a big lead in this game. Bases loaded, though, for Cobb, who homered last time up. And he takes a breaking ball at 78, a called strike, and challenged by Cobb. Thank you. It's above the zone. It'll be overturned to a ball. It's 3-1. So Oakland has nailed their last 2 challenges. So now Kernot is finally realizing that that pitch he has called for a strike all night is a ball. Cobb, I feel like he's apologizing to Cody Kernot, just saying, you know what I had to do there because of the count. It would have been 2-2 with 2 outs. Now a ball results in a run for Oakland. That's a very good place to use that challenge. Cobb on 3-1 takes ball forward low. And that one actually I think would have been a strike if Missoula challenged it, but they're down to their last challenge, so they don't risk it there. And so 3 straight walks played a run for Oakland. Cobb has now driven in 4, a career high. 3rd walk in a row for Lampton. Bases still loaded. Ballers within 5. And if Bugs wants to get his first pro homer here, now's the spot with the bases juiced and 2 outs. First pitch taken off the plate for a strike. That was actually in the zone. That's a good call by Kernot. I think he's kind of feeling it. He's like, all right, I know my zone now. The challenges have helped. 0-1. Bugs swings and fouls it off. He was late on 90 right down the middle, 0-2. Bugs last time singled through the left side. A hit like that here would score probably 2 with Leahy's speed at second. But 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, high and away. And Bugs strikes out for a second time tonight. Ballers have a season-worst 15 strikeouts on the evening and leave them loaded in the 8th. They get 1 back, but they still trail by 5. It's 12-7, so we go to the bottom of the 8th inning on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for Oakland in the 8th, replacing Caleb Franzen is the new pitcher, which is James Collier. with the Ballers down 5, still within reach, I guess, here from Missoula. But this just feels like a game that the Paddleheads are destined to win. I mean, they have scored 12 runs, and the Ballers have missed a ton of opportunities in the last, especially the last couple innings. They've stranded 5. And so they turn to Collier, trying to keep this a 5-run game in the bottom of the 8th. Collier making his 6th appearance for the Oakland Ballers. Collier pitched yesterday, won an inning. No, this is his 7th appearance. My apologies. Collier with his 7th appearance of the season. And went an inning yesterday, gave up a hit, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Collier this season, 8 2/3 innings, a 1-0 record, 4.15 ERA, and 12 strikeouts with a 1.62 whip. So Collier, man, what could have been for the Ballers in this game? Collier on the mound. The Ballers trailed by just 2 entering the bottom of the 7th inning when Missoula scored 4 more runs to take a 12-6 lead. And the Ballers got 1 run in the 8th to cut back into the lead, but now it's 5, and with 3 outs left for the Paddleheads to get, it feels like Missoula will tie up the series at 1 game apiece, setting up an important rubber match tomorrow. That game will start at 6:15 pack time. First pitch is a strike outside corner from Collier on Sanchez, the lefty, 0-1. I'll spare Franzen's line. He gave up 4 runs and 5 hits in 1 inning. Next from Collier. Rocketed foul towards that Ballers bullpen. 0-2. Collier, 6'3", 225-pound righty, 26 years old, from Hayward, California. He pitched yesterday in the 9th, locking down the win for Oakland in the 16-7 victory. He did face Sanchez, got him to ground out to second base. 0-2. Sanchez takes well upstairs, 1-2. Tomorrow could be huge. If Missoula wins, then the winner of that game will win this 3-game series here in Missoula. And then the winner of the series has a huge advantage in terms of the playoffs. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Winner of the series, as these are the only 2 games these 2 teams will play all year, the winner of the series then has the tiebreak, the head-to-head tiebreak, and whoever has the better record in that tiebreak gets to go to the playoffs should they tie for a playoff spot, whether that be a first-half playoff spot or a second-half playoff spot. 2-2 count, pitch, high and tight, and Collier, after being ahead 0-2, has missed wildly on his last 3 pitches. So a payoff pitch is next to the left-handed hitting Sanchez from the righty Collier. Finally settles at the belt with 5 on the timer, and his pitch is driven to right field. Monteith backs up a few steps and makes the put away, and Sanchez is now 1 for 5 today. Brings up Willman, who is 0 for 2 with a couple walks and a run scored. It's been a frustrating game for the Ballers. They only have 5 hits, yet they have 7 runs. But they've allowed 12 runs, so they're well out of this ballgame. Meeting on the mound, eavesdropping is Cody Kernut, as Lozano talks to Collier ahead of this plate appearance with Willman, the right-handed hitter. 1 out, bases empty for Missoula, leading 12-7 in the bottom of the 8th. This is probably their last time to the plate, unless the Ballers can score at least 5 in the top of the 9th, which seems unlikely. Pitch outside from Collier for a strike, 0-1. Also, Missoula will go to their closer in the 9th inning, it seems. Armin Sabori, who is a Bay Area native. He's from Santa Clara. 0-1 is low, called a ball, even though it was at the bottom of the zone. A ball and a strike. Collier dangles the arm beside his right hip, nods, Sinks, rises, and settles at the belt. 4 on the timer. He delivers. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Went with the fastball at 90 miles an hour on the inner half. Willman, former Minnesota Twin farmhand. 33 games with the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles in 2023. Former New Mexico Lobo. Takes the 1-2. Top of the zone, strike 3 call. That's a terrible call. That was 2 balls above the zone, and Kernot still hasn't learned his lesson, and he gets a word from Willman. And Willman will be pleased to know that he went down looking at a ball, and he is indeed right, and Cody Kernot is wrong again. What more do these teams need to do? Tremaine Cobb challenged a high pitch, and it was called a strike at first. It was overturned to a ball. That pitch was even further north, and Kernot called it a ball still. A strike, I mean. 0-0 is low. It's 1-0 on Klemp. I mean, it's the consistency. He has called that pitch a strike is just confounding tonight. 2 outs, bases empty for the Paddleheads, up 12-7 in the 8th. Foul ball off to the right, 1-1. And in a game where the Ballers have just struggled, I feel like I have hyper-fixated on this poor performance from behind home, Cody Kernot. Fortunately, Ballers don't play a ton of games. This is their second to last game in Missoula this year, unless they face the Paddleheads here in the postseason, which is very possible. 1-1 is a pitch timer violation on Collier. Sweet Cindy next to me telling James Collier, hurry. And then we're both just so sad when there's a pitch timer violation. 2-1 on Klemp. Outside, 3-1. Collier hoping for a 1-2-3 inning, but now behind in the count. 3-1. Kernot probably should be a bit more focused on calling balls and strikes correctly than the pitch clock. 3-1 popped up into center field. That is a moonshot. Bugs walking towards the baseball. It's hit right to him for out number 3. Collier pitches a 1-2-3/8. Ballers with 3 outs to work with. Need 5 to tie, 6 to take the lead. Final frame when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Your line score here in the top of the 9th inning. Ballers trailing with 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 12 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, and Cody Kernot, 13 missed calls. So he's, I believe, the real winner tonight. Home plate umpire, who I am just teasing at this point now. It's been bad enough to where, you know what, I'm a radio broadcaster. This is not the Flow Sports stream. I can grill the home plate umpire a bit when he's had a bad game. Enter the closer. And the Bay Area native for Missoula, Armin Sabori. This is a good song to warm up with. Sunday at Great Falls in a 9-8 win. He got the save, did give up a run, an earned run, a hit, and 1 inning pitch. Entered this series, joint league leader with 4 saves with Connor Sullivan. Not in a save situation here, but trying to close out this game. He's another lefty. 5'10", 200 pounds, 26-year-old from Santa Clara. Former Cal Golden Bear. Way back when. That was, I believe, in 2019. when he made his pro debut with the Brewers, drafted out of Cal in the 12th round. He actually pitched in the Pioneer League back in 2019 with Rocky Mountain when they were affiliated with the Brewers. And yes, he last pitched for Cal in 2019. Sabori, 4 saves, 9 innings, and a 2 ERA. No record. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts. And looks like he needs a new pitch comm device before this inning starts. It's the one in his cap. Either he forgot it or it wasn't working. Sabori, the third-year paddlehead. Armand Sabori. A Bay Area native pitching against the Ballers. Let's see how this goes. Druick leads it off. 3, 4, and 5 in this inning for the Ballers will hit. Druick, Buford, and Harris against the lefty, Sabori. First to Druick is called a strike, challenged by Druick, and that was on the low inside corner. And Oakland is now down to 1 challenge remaining. Druick can't really believe it, but that was one of the few really good calls tonight. You know what? I'll just say it for what it is. Cody Kernett nailed that call. Low inside corner, right there. Great pitch from the new pitcher, Armand Sabori. 0-1. Druick swings and misses, and his 13-game hit streak is on the line in this at-bat. It was a good ride for Davis Druick, but he has 2 walks today, but no hits. 2 strikeouts as well for Druick. Baller's best hitter so far this season. You can't get a hit in every game. 0-2. Hit sharply to short. This will end the hit streak. Willman to first in time. 13 games and no more. Druick's mighty run comes to an end at 13. A respectable streak, to say the least. 1 out. Ballers down to their final 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Cam Buford is next. And Buford today has not had his best day. 3 strikeouts and a walk, plus a run scored. His 4-game hit streak, a bit more modest than Druick's, is on the line in this at-bat. And he pops it up. Right side, foul ground. Pena can get there. He's got the wheels, and he actually runs out of room. That one over the Ballers bullpen. 0-1. The Ballers will likely lose for only the 2nd time on the road this season. They started 6-1 in the Treasure State of Montana, winning 5 of 6 against Glacier, but had a feeling against the 3rd best team in the league right there with Oakland that the Ballers might drop one of these 3. Buford right back to the screen, 0-2. So it sets up an awesome rubber match tomorrow. Oakland scheduled for a bullpen game. Can the bullpen, I would imagine, outduel Nick Parker, who will start tomorrow? Buford swings and misses. Ballers down to their final out and now have yet another K. Let's see, Lampton had 3. No, Lampton had 2. So that's now 16 strikeouts, a season worst for Oakland. Sabori with the K and 2 outs, bases empty for Danny Harris, the last hope for the Ballers. Nick Parker last time out, 7 runs, 4 earned. But Missoula averaging 17 runs of support for Parker in his 3 starts. So will Missoula finally leave Parker out to dry? We'll see. It's likely Parker against the bullpen tomorrow in the rubber match. Pitch is high to Harris. 1-0. Harris today, a hit, but he's 1 for 4. Ballers just 5 hits today. Tied for a 2nd worst mark this season as Harris takes in 2-0. That was the game where they lost 5-0 to Grand Junction at the end of May. Hitters count here for Harris. Still looking for his 2nd home run of the season. Oppo shot against Grand Junction at home. He chops one foul of third, 2-1. 12 runs on 13 hits for the Paddleheads, 1 error. 7 runs on 5 hits for Oakland, 1 error. Paddleheads trailed 3-1 after 4, but then scored 11 runs in the 5th through 7th innings to take command of this ballgame. 2-1 to Danny. Outside, 3-2. 3-1, rather. Baller's not done yet. even though it might feel like it. Almanza on deck. He's only been retired once today, struck out looking in the 8th. Pitch from Sabori, the lefty, to the righty Harris. On 3-1 is too tall at 93, and Harris works the walk. Harris reaches for a second time today. It's a 2-out base runner for the Ballers, and they need base runners. They've got to get Nick Leahy to the plate in this inning. He represents the tying run, and he is still 4 batters away. He's now in the hole with Almanza at the plate. No, he's not in the hole. That would be Monteith. Almanza, first pitch he sees, smack to left field the other way, and it falls into the mitt of Fogel to finish the ball game at 10:04. So that's 9:04 back in the bay, and we go under 3 hours today. This game finished under 3 hours after yesterday's 3-hour, 30-minute game. Ballers fall 12-7, a final in 9 innings. And we'll play a rubber match tomorrow in this 3-game series. Should be a good one between the Ballers and the Paddleheads. Post-game show when you return on 860 AM The Answer. And that was as close as the Ballers got, 8-6 in this game. They fall 12-7 in 9 innings. I'm Nevada Cullen. Thank you, Vince, for that awesome recap here on 860 AM The Answer. And thank you to those tuning in on YouTube as well. Ballers fall 12-7. This will be a quick post-game show for you. Ballers struck first in this game. Christian Almanza, a solo shot in the second, his 3rd homer of the series. Missoula tied it in the second. Ballers got 2, though, in the 4th, but really missed opportunities plagued the Ballers today. They walked 3 times in the inning, but only scored 2 runs, chasing pitches and striking out twice to end the inning. They struck out a season-worst 16 times today. Ballers led 3-1 in the 4th and then in the 5th, but Missoula in the bottom of the 5th scored 3 runs, then 4 in the 6th and 4 in the 7th. So let's stop there at the 6th inning, though. So 7 unanswered at that point for Missoula, and they led Oakland by a score of 8-3. It looked like this game might be over then. But then the top of the 7th, the Ballers get 3 runs off the bat of Tremaine Cobb Jr. with his first pro homer, an absolute bomb, 447 feet to left center field to put the Ballers back in it. It was 8-6, but then the bottom of the 7th inning, 12-6 Missoula with a 4-spot RBI triple by Wilkerson. Roberto Pena, a 2-run homer. Caleb Franzen, unfortunately, roughed up a bit today in that 7th inning. Ballers got 1 back in the 8th, but that was all they would muster. Your line score, 12 runs on 13 hits, 1 error for the home team, Missoula. 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the road team, Oakland. The win goes to Dawson Day, 3-0 this season. Reed Butts with his first loss, I think. Yes, because they took the lead. You know what? That might actually go to Rodriguez. I'm not 100% sure. I always get confused on that. But if it does go to Reed, he's now 2-1 on the season despite a good outing. Butts ends up going 5. And, you know, a good effort from Reed today against a really good offense. This game started at 7:15 local time, 6:15 back in the Bay, finished up at 9:04 on the West Coast and 10:04 here in Mountain Time. 2:49 run time on this Wednesday, June 11th, on a, let's call it a 75-degree day and cloudy. It was a nice day for baseball here from Missoula, but the Ballers fall to 13-7, and Missoula improves to 14-6. So Missoula is in sole possession of third, but the Ballers with a win tomorrow would take technically sole possession of third because they would have the rubber match win and the tiebreaker against Missoula. Scores from around Pioneer League tonight. Ogden won 10-1 against Great Falls. Grand Junction beat Northern Colorado 11-6. Top of the 9th, Rocky Mountain fighting the Vibes. No, Rocky Mountain has been defeated. The Billings Mustangs win 15-8. And the Boise Hawks beat the Idaho Falls Chuckers in Idaho Falls 5-3. So the Ballers are still 2.5 back of first. Of course, Missoula 12-7, the win here. But still going on in Yuba Sutter. Nothing between Glacier and the High Wheelers. And Yuba Sutter does have the go-ahead run at second with 1 out here in the inning. Glacier is, let's see if they still have got, yep, Bothwell still pitching into the 8th. That's incredible. Meanwhile, Kavanaugh went 6, and Mason Bryant has thrown 2 scoreless for Yuba Sutter. So those are your scores from around the Pioneer League, and that'll do it for this broadcast here from Missoula, Montana. Final score, Paddleheads 12, Ballers 7, final in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel, Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson, Brendan Colthurst, and Vince back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Also big thanks to you, the listener. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Thursday's Game 3 of the 3-game series. The finale will start at 6:07 p.m. pack time on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. We hope that you can join us. Again, our final score, Missoula 12, Oakland 7 in 9 innings. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long, and thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer.